All right, hey guys. Okay, welcome back to Pandemic Podcast. Sorry, I had a little bit of an issue because I just did a few tests, and the first time I forgot to have my microphone down, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and have my microphone on the other side, like from the other end. I was gonna turn my headphones around and see if that somehow improved the audio, but it didn't. But anyway, let's not waste any time because this movie is the longest one yet. We are doing Superman the movie. This is the theatrical version. I would always call them the theoretical version. Sorry, but so this is the theatrical version. Okay, press play. Okay, wait, frick. What did I just do? Because the movie already. I hate it when the movie starts without bringing you to the disc menu. I'm sure it's convenient for some people, but it's not convenient for people like me. Okay, so press play right now. So this is not the extended version that has like extra scenes to total up to like 8 minutes of extra footage. Um, I don't really know why I chose the theatrical version. I was kind of going back and forth, but I just kind of ultimately decided that like I don't know if it's easier to get the extended version or the theatrical version or if they just come together, but either way, like if you have the extended version, you can just like pause during things. June 1938. It's incredible. That's not even Action Comics #1. What even is that? I don't even know what that is. 1938. Like Superman isn't even 100 years old. That's hard to think about because Superman's such like a staple of fiction. But then again, like so is a lot of pop culture. But it's just so weird to think about how Superman, something that like probably one of the most, if not the most popular fictional character in all of history. I wonder if there's like anyone like over 10 who hasn't at least heard the word Superman. Probably not. I don't know. I don't want to like make people like you're like, oh, I didn't hear about Superman until I was 10. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really into superhero movies until I was like somewhere between 14 and 16. I don't know. You can go onto my Dead Second channel and see my initial thoughts on it there. I was hoping that it would be a good watch through. I don't know. The second channel kind of fell apart because the people I was watching Doctor Who with, I don't think were really as invested as I was. And I was totally ready for the superhero movies too that they were in charge of because I hadn't seen any superhero movies. So it was like the roles were reversed. But it turns out that I don't know. I don't really want to criticize them because, they're good people. But like, I don't think that they were really as focused on the timeline as I was. But they were trying. It's just unfortunate that fell apart. I don't know. Dun, 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 ba-da, bum, ba-da-ba-bum. Yeah, I heard that. Well, I heard that. I just remember once when they were playing like some sort of music trivia. They were playing like theme songs and trying to see if we could recognize what they were. And I was just kind of standing in the background. But then this music came on, and I didn't know, and no one seemed to know what it was. So I said, "That's Superman, right?" Some people were thinking it was Star Wars or Star Trek. I don't even know what the Star Trek themes are. Sorry, why do I sound like I'm breathing into the microphone so much? It's getting worse and worse. I honestly don't know how to fix that. It's like whenever I'm trying to have a voice chat with people, is they always say like, "Oh, you're a bit quiet," or "Oh, you're cutting out," or something like that. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, I know that sucks, but I really just have no idea how to fix that. I've tried everything, and there isn't that much to try. I thought this said Jacko Halloween. I was like, man, imagine having your name be Jacko Halloween. That'd be the coolest freaking name ever. I don't know where to have my microphone. Like, what if I have my microphone up here? That's just kind of annoying. So you guys can't see what I'm doing with my microphone at all. Should probably have a face cam too. Why don't I have a face cam? I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. With a face cam, I'd have to put it over. I don't know. Maybe you guys would prefer a face cam. I don't know. I'll look into it. It's just I don't really with just Windows Movie Maker, I don't think that you can like put clips on top of others, so it's not like you can do the thing where you're just having the face cam overlapping the gameplay. But yeah, I know that I need to stop being lazy and finally learn how to use another video editing software. Hey, come on, I'm taking baby steps, all right? I'm doing the headset thing now. I got a screen recording system too. Whoa, is this better? Is this better? I don't know, but I got a screen recording system too. And yeah, I finished all of Portal, but I haven't uploaded all the footage yet. And then soon after I started Portal 2, I started using a face cam. So Look forward to that. Looking forward to my debut of me finally using a face cam. The problem with the microphone being here is that it's loud for me. Okay, this isn't that bad. But then again, maybe it's quiet for you again. I don't know. Superman created by those two dudes. Yeah, there's some people like talking about how Superman like should be black now or something. Like, I know that's very controversial. No, personally, I don't care. Personally, I think that in a perfect world, it would be fine if even like I don't know, straight like if we just have like a woman play Superman or whatever. I know that sucks because like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Sorry, that's a joke that I find funny and no one else seems to find funny. But yeah, it's like it's so weird because like I don't know, like it's so weird that like we see it as a staple that Superman should always be a white guy. But didn't like Will Smith almost play Superman? It's like I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But like it's so weird. Like I mean, like don't they describe Superman in this movie as 6'4", has black hair, blue eyes, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, and tells the truth? So does that mean that everyone who plays Superman should fit under that exact description? Should they always be 6'4"? If they're 6'3" or 6'5", they can't play. I'm gonna check over the audio right there and see if it's okay, because I honestly don't know. Okay, stopping now. All right, yeah. I mean, it seems fine, It seems as good as the first two. I feel like the first two are really quiet, but I don't really know. Is that something wrong with my microphone, or is there something wrong with the microphone position? I don't know. Why did it just change from a red star to a blue star? Yeah, it's weird. Like, I remember when I got into Superman, when I finally stopped thinking that superheroes were just annoying D-bags who just think that they're better than everyone else. Once I realized that they're kind of the meant to be the exact opposite of that, or at least Superman is meant to. Hi, Smedgy. But I was liking looking into Superman's weaknesses, like Superman's main weaknesses are what are they? So there's kryptonite obviously, and then they come in all their different forms, and then there's the red sunlight, but blue sunlight apparently increases his powers in some versions of canon, and sorry, this is so annoying. I don't know what is wrong with my headset here. Okay, wait. Okay, that's much better. That's much better. Okay. I was wondering why my headset felt so wrong. Okay, I just needed to adjust it a little bit. But like, and then there's magic, and then there's lead that he can't see through. And there's also that like new power that he has, the New 52 comics or whatever. I don't know anything about that, but like it's like apparently like I just know it from the death battles of him against Goku. Like he can apparently unleash a massive solar nuclear blast or something like that, and then and then he doesn't have any powers for 24 hours. And apparently he died again recently because like he used it because of course he had to fly like into space. So once he was in space, he didn't have any powers. Then he fell back to Earth anyway, so he like died. This is so weird, the setup with Zod, Ursa, and Non. Like, they were so confident that there was definitely gonna be a sequel. It's like it's unbelievable. Like, apparently they were even filming the sequel as they filmed this. Like, it's so weird. Like I heard like Psycho 2, which I haven't actually seen myself. I hear that's like very twist after twist, which I'm looking forward to that. I like movies that are twist after twist. But I mean, assuming those twists are good. But I guess everyone kind of likes that. I think. I don't know. Probably there's some select few who don't. But like, apparently they were confident with that movie too, Psycho. They were confident that it was gonna be good. And they were like saying like, "Oh my God, no one's allowed to come in late. If someone comes in late, don't let them in because they can't miss the beginning or whatever." It's just so weird. It's so weird. Like, that's how I was as a kid too, I freak out. Oh my God. I have so many regrets. As a kid, I would be so ticked if someone even looked at their phone for 5 seconds. I know. I know it sucks. I know. I was a jerk as a kid. Everyone's a jerk as a kid. We all have regrets. Let's move on. Oh my God. I have so many regrets. Everyone has so many regrets. So I saw a video and their thumbnail was like stupid virus simulator that got people got really into right before the coronavirus happened, ironically. They're just like, Starbucks has infected the entire population. Everyone is filled with remorse and self-loathing. I don't know, that's really messed up, but it's kind of funny at the same time. Okay, Smedge is being annoying because he's like right here. Sorry. So like apparently the guy here, oh my God, I don't know how to do the not breathing into the microphone thing. But like apparently the guy here, like okay, Smedge, this isn't gonna work. Smedge, you gotta, you gotta go down. I'm sorry. Sorry. Worst podcast yet. At least it's my third one, so it's not exactly first impression. So does heirs mean like descendants? I guess. Like we never hear from these guys for the rest of the movie. It's not until Superman 2 that they appear again. And I think in Superman 2 this scene is even longer. They bother to recap the entire first movie, but they put a lot of emphasis on this. Like, what is even the point of this scene? Like, this scene only really exists to set up the sequel. But in the context of this movie, what does it even mean? I don't even know. That's cool though, it's showing how big the dome is, stuff like that. I also like how after the dome leaves the light, then the light kind of shines a little bit further into the sky. I don't know, I find that cool. I wonder how they did all this, you know? That's probably like a little toy set or whatever, because it's definitely not to scale in real life. But yeah, so apparently the guy who plays Superman's dad was like very picky or something like that. I was saying like I won't star in it unless if I get to have the Superman symbol on my chest. And they're like, but that's supposed to be just Superman symbol. He makes it for Superman. But then he insisted on it. So I think that's how they started the whole it's the family crest thing, a symbol for hope. It's like a river or whatever. I don't know. What even is the Phantom Zone? Like I'll be the first to say it, even though I'm probably like the millionth to say it. Like it looks like a 2D plane because it seems to like completely vanish from existence when we look at it from a certain angle. So it's like Ursa just shouting, "Forgive me." Like they're all trapped in there together. Like I want to know what's it even like to be trapped in the Phantom Zone by yourself? I mean, at least you're with your friends, you know, at least you're with the three people. But like, it seems like it's completely horrible, like judging by the fact that they're shouting, "Forgive me." And also, I know it's probably just production or whatever, but you can only see their head and their hands wanting to break out. Like, where's the lower half of their body? Like it's just like, are they just like infinitely crushed and that's why it sucks? Because I guess they get used to that, surely, or something like that. I don't know. I guess that's why in Superman 2, then when they break out, it's like a sudden relief, like, oh my God, I have three dimensions again. I wonder if it's like, because if you get crushed into a 2D object or if you get crushed into a 1D object, either way you're getting infinitely crushed, but is getting crushed into a 1D object even more painful? Imagine a poor four-dimensional creature being crushed into 3D. Sorry, I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff and it probably makes no sense to you guys, I'm sorry. Read Flatland. Read the third of Flatland. Read the final act of Flatland and forget the first two sections where they're just kind of describing how the world works. It's like I honestly was watching this and I found this so boring. But like I was kind of expecting this, you know, because this is kind of what I thought all superhero movies were like, you know. See, they all have their different family crests. That's cool. None of them are of letters though. That one over there kind of looks like Aquaman on the right. But yeah, like I haven't seen Star Trek yet. I plan to, and I'm sure that's a lot more interesting than I have in my mind. Because when I think of Star Trek, I kind of just imagine this stuff going on forever, and maybe that is what it is. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure I'll like it. I'm sure I'll give it a try. You know, it seems to be even more popular than Star Wars. I mean, it's gone on longer than Star Wars, and also like, you know, I keep on talking like, you know, how Ghostbusters and Star Wars, if they didn't come out, oh frick me, I don't. Star Wars and Ghostbusters, if they didn't come out when they did, then they wouldn't have been as popular as they were. And people are like, oh yeah, but like without, and I keep on saying, like, imagine what it would be like if those movies came out today. Like everyone would think that they were horrible. Those spinning hoops are so cool. Like they're so simple, but they're so cool. I mean, I don't know if they're simple. I don't even know how they get it working. It's probably just like, you know, on a barber shop sign. It looks like the things are going, the red and white and blue things are going infinitely down, when in reality it's just one thing spinning. But okay, what was I talking about? Dang it, what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. My brain's going dead. I'm sorry. This is why I'm trying to get these out as fast as I can before my brain goes dead and it runs out of things to say. Or maybe I'm just boring you guys to death. I'm sorry. I remember, wait, what was I saying? It's coming back. I was talking about Star Trek. Right. And I said like how if the movie Star Wars or Ghostbusters came out today, no one would really like them as much. And the people were like, oh yeah, but if it weren't for Star Wars, then we wouldn't have all this sci-fi stuff. And I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it definitely is influential. Apparently there was this study that decided to find out what the most influential film is. And the way that they did that was by seeing how many films existed. Like they would take a film and then to test how influential it is, that baby played Superman. I'm sure whoever that baby grew up into has bragged about it for his entire childhood that he played Superman. But anyway, like so the way they did it is that they took a film and then to test its influential scale, they would see how many times it was referenced in other future movies. And then the movie that was referenced the most turns out was The Wizard of Oz. So apparently The Wizard of Oz is the most influential movie. Like okay. I mean, of course it's going to be an old movie though. Like who knows, maybe Avengers Endgame will be referenced way more in the next coming decade. But yeah, I guess there is no real way to test it. They did it as best as they could, I guess. But like also like we had like Doctor Who and Star Trek, you know. I remember like that could have taken the place of Star Wars. And I know like my dad would always say that he didn't believe in the butterfly effect, but his reasoning for that was because that say if we went back in time and killed Hitler, apparently, oh, well, someone else would have done it. And I was like, well, I mean, yeah, but it wouldn't have been until later, possibly much later. Like, possibly wouldn't have even happened yet, and maybe never will. But also, then it'll most likely be in an entirely different name. Like, say if we go back and kill a certain famous guy, and then you're just gonna say, oh, well, someone else would have done what they did. Like, okay, maybe not in the exact same way. And also, like, like maybe people have made puns and jokes with their names or something, and then they wouldn't have been able to do that. Maybe the jokes would have been different. Maybe they just wouldn't have had as many jokes. Maybe they would have had more jokes. Smudge is back. Sorry. 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 Smudge. 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 Sorry, guys. I'm not. I'm trying to be in a good mindset too, because I made a bit of a big mistake. Probably worst mistake in my life so far. Recently. But yeah. Okay. Smudgy, I'll feed you soon. Don't worry. So So they have a whole bunch of clear crystals, and then they have one green crystal that, again, I don't think the green crystal comes into play until Superman 2, and even then, it's not really used, unless if you want the Donner cut. Like, it's just like, I don't know, I don't know. Like, I don't know, would I go back and watch this movie again with the extended version for, like, a different thing? I'm not sure if you guys would want me to waste my time doing that. My mom would always get so upset with this, being like, as if you'd throw your baby into space. And I was like, yeah, but he was gonna die anyway. It seems like so simple too, the idea that, oh, Krypton blew up. Okay, sorry, every time that the audio goes wonky, it smidgy, smidgy. Okay. But like, so I'm constantly adjusting my headset. I need to pick a way to have it and then stick with that. There's the green crystal. Does the green crystal come into play at all in this movie? It even has a role in Superman 4. Guys, I gotta be honest, it's kind of my guilty pleasure, but I kind of like the bad movies, but it's like, the reason why everyone likes bad movies, because they're fun to watch. Like, it's the reason why I got really into 60s Batman, but I guess we'll get to that some other time. But yeah, like, it seems so weird that Krypton blew up. Like, just like, that's just like so weird. Like, oh, what happened to your home planet? Oh, it blew up. I remember like how it should have ended. Made like a little short where Superman, Batman, and the Doctor from Doctor Who were talking. And Superman was like, Doctor, why didn't you save Krypton? Isn't your point to save planets? And then the Doctor's like, oh yeah, but Krypton was a fixed point in time. It's so clever. How it should have ended can be really clever sometimes. A lot of the times, actually, probably because they spend so much time writing. But yeah, yeah, I know, like, I don't know. I know this has nothing to do with the movie right now. Krypton is falling apart. But like I just want to mention again how like like when I actually do I even want to say it? I don't know. I feel like I can't say this without sounding like a jerk, but it's just like when I first hit 100 subscribers, I was like kind of disappointed at how slow it was growing. But then I was thinking, well, even if I was at like 250, I'd probably feel the same way. And like yeah, like like now I got like what 840 something last time I checked. Maybe less, maybe more by the time you watch this, but you know. And yeah, I know there are some people who are probably like, you know, like yeah, that's an impressive number, but what isn't so impressive is like it's not that impressive compared to say someone who has 1,000 or whatever. How am I doing with Who Girl reviews? Because I remember once I got really excited in one video where I managed to, even though it shouldn't even be a competition like that, like I got more subs than her, but then she got more subs again, and she got, what the frick? Okay, sorry guys, I'm trying to juggle so many things. I'm trying to juggle talking about the movie. I'm trying to juggle finding things to say in the first place, and I'm trying to juggle Smudge, who keeps on coming here. Can you hear Smudge? I, I'm trying to get him to like purr into the microphone just so that you can hear. Can you hear? I don't think you can. But yeah, sorry. This is sorry. I feel like I'm doing terrible so far. Okay, Who Girls Reviews is at like 827. I don't want to suddenly drop. That's a fear about being a YouTuber though, is that you're constantly worried that your channel might just get deleted out of nowhere for no reason. Okay, Smudgy, not right now, okay? Like people are dying and falling. Like this is cool though. I do like how they're showing like Krypton being destroyed. Like that's incredibly impressive, especially for like 1978, where they're falling in like Fantasia. I'm not looking forward to watching Fantasia. I'm sure that like that's a movie that I'll have to do someday, supposedly. Oh dang, it just blew up. I remember, I don't know, I'll probably talk more about Fantasia when I eventually get to it, but I remember watching a little bit of it in art class and being incredibly weirded out and pretty disappointed. Okay, I can see the microphone out of the corner of my eye, but I'm fine with it because it's like a lot farther away than normal. I don't think Smudge knows that I'm doing a podcast right now or doing this thing, whatever. I don't know, I'm always under the worry that like, people are like that this is just like pathetic or something like that. I don't know. You just stop worrying. Like Ryan George did that joke video where he mentioned how like everyone is worried that their video is the worst video ever uploaded the moment that they upload it. So yeah, like so I remember my dad for some like my dad's a very good dad, but a lot of the time I feel like he says things without really thinking them through. You know, he definitely does think things through a lot. I'm trying to give him all the early Chinese writings. What? Wait, what? Are you talking about Earth? Why are you even saying this? Is this like testing out the recordings? But like, what is it even like? What if it didn't work? Like maybe it's just like sorting itself out or something because baby Kal-El isn't learning anything from this. But anyway, okay, what was I talking about? And they don't even mention flight here, don't they? Because like, oh my God, he's already got hair. But like, like Superman didn't even fly in the earliest comics. He didn't learn to fly until much later because it like wasn't even thought of. Like now when we think of a hero that can fly, we think, oh, Superman. Like, is there really any other hero that can fly like Superman? They just have flight as their superpower. Like I think Green Lantern can, but he has his ring, right? But like again, that's like how Superman has the sunlight or whatever. Um, oh, here he is crashing. Yeah, if you guys are watching along with your own copy and like some of the scenes are falling out of sync, it might be because you had the extended version. So I'm sorry about that. You might just have to pause for a bit. Like right now, like the ship's about to crash, and then the dad goes, "What was that?" There you go. Okay, Smudge, j just because that I'm doing this doesn't mean that you can go and scratch the couch. Oh my God. Okay. Um. Okay. Oh no, they've got a flat tire. Okay, yeah, but I was talking about what my dad would say. Because, like, as an example, like, for the Magician's Apprentice of Doctor Who, you know, you remember where the Doctor goes back and he like it looks like he's gonna kill Davros, but then it's revealed in the next episode that he just shot the hand mines. And for some reason, my dad, like, it was just a theory on his part. Like he would say that, but sorry, but he would say like, oh, but I think that he actually did kill Davros in the first day, on the first time, and then he went back and shot the hand mines instead. There's baby Kal-El with kind of a bit of disturbing imagery right there. But like he would mention how like sorry, I'm just like thinking because like I'm supposed to be talking about the movie, but I'm talking about other stuff too. But like, okay, what was I saying? Right, so he was convinced that the Doctor did actually kill Davros in the first time, and then went back into. And I was just like, okay, but no, there was no way because the Sonic got destroyed, the TARDIS got destroyed. He didn't have a vortex manipulator. There was no way for him to go back in time. But like, how would he have even done that? He didn't have the opportunity to go back in time until after the Witch's Familiar. And then which is familiar was cool. I like how they had like little cut throughs of the first Doctor and fourth Doctor running about. Would have been nice if they had the actual actors. I know they don't have William Hartnell, obviously, and Tom Baker's really old, but it was a cut miss anyway. And also, why don't they have Susan and Ian back anyway? Just another example is like in Heaven Sent, where the Doctor like it looks like he's slowing down time or whatever, and then he's in the TARDIS and it's just in his mind. And my dad came up with the theory that the Doctor actually has the ability to stop time, and then he goes all the way back to the TARDIS to think it out, and then goes back. And I was like, wait, but no, because the Doctor's whole goal here is to get back to the TARDIS. If he has the ability to stop time when he's in a dangerous situation and then go all the way back to the TARDIS, then his job is done. Why would he go back to the dangerous situation? All that he's trying to do is get back to the TARDIS. I don't know. Sorry. Okay, right. Movie. So Kal-El just lifted the truck. But like another thing, I don't mean to be constantly criticizing. I don't mean to constantly criticize. Like I'm sorry. I hope that my dad isn't like listening to this. But like I remember once he said like, "Oh, why can't like the Kryptonians like it's fine. Like I don't mean to be criticizing too much or anything like that. It's just like, I just felt like, because he would ask like why didn't the Kryptonians just fly away? And I was like, well, because they can't fly on Krypton. They get their powers on Earth, not Krypton. But yeah, okay, okay, I'm done with that. Okay, Kal-El's a teenager now. I do like this scene because it's like there's no real way to tell that Kal-El is that guy right there with the red shirt. I mean, you can kind of tell by his awkwardness, I guess. Like, oh, Clark is shining. But like as soon as he kicks the football, then you're able to tell. But again, like I wonder what it's like for someone who hasn't even seen Superman at all. There probably are quite a few people out there who are like, I mean, like then again, like take someone who's never even heard of Superman or has like heard of him but doesn't even know that he's a superhero or can fly or whatever. It'd be a very hard person to find. But it's like, then show them this and see if they can get it. I mean, of course they will. This movie's fine. This movie's fine. It's considered the definitive Superman movie or the definitive origin story or whatever. So there's Lana. She shows up in Superman 3 again. I don't know what to think of Lana here because she doesn't like stand up for Clark. She like all that she did was oh Brad. And they get into the car and here like they're all waving bye Clark, see ya Clark or whatever. Like they're all waving goodbye to him, but at the same time like oh, like why? I know, like I want to say, like why don't you wait for him? But like, there's a lot of stuff to clean up. But why don't they help? I don't know. I don't know. It's stupid. So where'd that football go? Did it go into space like in Superman 4, where he just hits a baseball and it goes right into space? So here he is running. In the extended edition, I know there's a bit where the girl that sees him goes to her mom and says like, "Mommy, I just saw someone run as fast as the train, faster even." And the mom's like, "Oh, Lois Lane, you're gonna be a fine reporter one day." So that girl right there, that Superman, that Clark just waved to, like he's not even trying to hide his secret identity. He only seems to be seen by her, and apparently that's Lois right there. So what, is Lois just like in love with Superman because of this as a kid? Because you know how they say that like a lot of adults' personalities are defined by certain events in their childhood. Near Clark is just flat out risking it. I mean, he is a teenager. It's such a conflicting thing to think about because we all think about, oh, what would a teenager do with powers? Like, it's hard to imagine a teenager. Because it's like the Twilight Zone episode, It's a Good Life, we all like to think that kids are just these wonderful little sunshine and rainbows things, but at the same time, like I remember as a kid, I'm sure that other people do too, what it feels like, and there's a random guy walking his horse. Just be like, hey, I was in the Superman movie. You can't really tell it as me, it's just my shadow. What even is that car? I wish I could go back to 1978, back before the pandemic happened and the 9/11 attacks. I don't know, sorry. Just people talk about how America and the world was so innocent before that, and they lost their innocence when that happened. Like, shut up, man. What was I talking about? Right. But like, I remember as a kid, there are always times where like an adult, like, look, I don't even get. I don't even know what to think of Clark's classmates. I don't think they really show up in the movie, so thankfully I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with them much longer. But What, what was he talking about? Okay, right. I remember as a kid, there would be times where, adults would do stuff, like say like Anthony in It's a Good Life. He doesn't like singing. He doesn't like when they play certain music or whatever. And it's like, when you're a kid and you're just a normal kid, you want the adults to listen to you and to respect your feelings, even if you don't think that what you're asking is unreasonable, because you think that adults can do whatever. And you're just like, why don't they think of me? And of course, you're supposed to be thinking about the others as well. But as a kid, you're just kind of stuck in the me, me, me mind. But like, but then to imagine to have superpowers and to have superpowers since birth, so you don't even really know what it's like to be normal and to be in that powerless state. You like, yeah, like you probably wouldn't have any empathy at all. You'd just be like, oh, well, why don't I just force the adults to do whatever I want? Because, like I can, so I should, like it's just the because we can thing, which is apparently a line that stemmed from Jurassic Park or whatever. But yeah, like I don't know, like I do want to say that if I like back when I was a teenager, like back when I was like considered to be selfish or whatever, I like to think that if I was given superpowers, I would have used them responsibly, at least for the most part, which I guess is what Clark is doing here. Yeah, my dad would always say that anyone who was given Superman's powers wouldn't be able to be selfless. They'd just be selfish. And then I was like, but Superman isn't selfish. That was a stupid kid. Here, Dad, see, I'm criticizing myself now. I like the way that he just goes like, oh no. Oh man. He's a good actor here. Like just the way like this scene is so good. Like this scene is arguably essential. Like the way that she freaks out, but it's like at the same time it's like, what if he was just lying down for fun? Although I guess like what or like part of a game or whatever, but I guess, there's no reason for him to do that, especially when he's old and at risk of having a heart attack. Who's the dog? I swear, does that dog even show up in another single shot? And there's the dog right there, or else suddenly he's outside of the barn. What the heck? What the hell? Like, wasn't the dog just in the barn? And then it ran outside the barn, but didn't even go towards the dad, just went around the side, and then just ran back in. But yeah, like this scene is really good, like, quote unquote good, where Clark is like, I have all these powers and I couldn't even save it. Like there's so many comparable comparisons to the Man of Steel movie. Because in the Man of Steel movie, Jonathan dies, but the difference is that Clark could have saved him. Like it's weird because it's good for Clark to know vulnerability. It's good for Clark to know that he has limits, like he has all these powers, but he can't save everyone. He couldn't save his adopted dad from having why do I want to call him an uncle? It's definitely his dad. He was raised up as it, but whatever. But like I remember there was a stupid Smosh video where they were doing like every superhero ever, and one of the jokes in the movie. Okay, sorry. Wait, let me finish my other train of thought first, because it's good for Clark to know vulnerability here. He's like, I have all these powers, but I couldn't stop my dad from having a heart attack. But in Man of Steel, the difference is that he could have saved him, but Jonathan specifically like motioned at him and like told him over and over again not to. And I was thinking like, when I first heard of Man of Steel, and I was like, oh, the dad is telling Clark not to use his powers to save people. Like, imagine if Jonathan was in danger, then he'd be asking Clark to save him. And then later I learned that, oh, there is actually a scene where Jonathan is in danger and he's going to die. But then he still goes out of his way to tell Clark, no, don't save me, don't show off your powers or whatever. Even though it's not showing off to save someone's freaking life. But like, yeah, it's so weird. But what was I talking about? What was my other train of thought that I almost started? I can't remember. Sorry, Smudge is meowing for his food too, and it's really distracting. Oh, Smudge, just go to sleep or something. Okay, yes. Hi, Smudge. I know, Smudge. I know. Yeah, apparently there's like an extra scene in the extended edition too where what's the name of his mom? I can't remember, but she's like going in around the kitchen a little bit, calling him for breakfast, and then sees him or whatever. Oh, wait, the green crystal is used to like grow the Fortress of Solitude, right? I almost called it the palace or whatever. I don't know. But and then it was like the product placement Cheerios or whatever. What it must be like for Cheerios, they like paid to be in their movie and then it's not they don't even show up in the theatrical cut. Or maybe they do, but like later on in a different shop, and not one that I remember. So it's like I don't even know I guess Cheerios got their money back or whatever. They're like, hey, we made so much money from Superman the movie. Who cares? Let's just pay back Cheerios. Poor Cheerios. I mean, Cheerios are still alive to this day, so of course they got people who like them anyway. Cheerios is overrated. I'm talking about Cheerios. They're not even in this cut. Maybe I should have picked the extended cut. I don't know. I'm definitely going to regret not picking the extended cut later on, and I'll tell you why when it comes up. But see, like it makes no sense. Like it's kryptonite. Like we're supposed to associate that if something is green and especially glowing, it's kryptonite. It's Superman's weakness. But here, it's not kryptonite. Like what? Like this is how is this not kryptonite? It's green from Krypton. Isn't that kryptonite? It's kryptonite. It is kryptonite. Like, what is kryptonite? Does it need to be radioactive too or something? Like, it's just like it's confusing. Like, why is it green? Sorry, just like that just like annoys me so much. I'm sure it does some other people too, or maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. But like, why not make it any other color? In Superman 3, I'm bothered too, because like they make that phony kryptonite or whatever. I know that maybe it would have been obvious that it was phony if it was red, but why didn't you just make it red? Because it's supposed to be in Superman canon that red kryptonite is what makes him go bad. Red kryptonite is arguably even more dangerous than green kryptonite, because at least with green kryptonite you're just weakening him. And then you'd think that mixing green and red kryptonite would make him weak and evil. But no, apparently in the comics, green and red kryptonite causes a third eye to grow in the back of his head, which sounds like just writers just doing whatever the heck they want. I remember Stu Bagfull or He Who Moans mentioned that like making stuff up as you go along only works in comics and it doesn't work in other places. This bit is so weird too, the bit where Clark is just standing in a field and then his mom is like, "Where are you going?" and he goes north. Like no, like that wouldn't work. Imagine being like a kid and or imagine being a parent even. I know that you can't really imagine being a parent unless you are a parent, and I'm not a parent, but like, it's like, I remember, okay, Smedge, if you keep on doing this, I'm gonna have to like put you in another room because this is like getting ridiculous. Okay, but like, my mom and I would make jokes about that saying because it's like, imagine like if your kid is just standing out in the middle of the field and he's like, oh, I'm gonna go north. Like, you have no idea where he goes. They're just like, he's running away from home essentially, and he's just like, where are you going? He's just like, north. Going north. Do they even know that he's an alien? I mean, yeah, obviously, because he has powers or whatever. They knew as soon as he lifted the truck, I guess. Yeah, because there's that scene where they look back at the spaceship or whatever. But yeah, and it's like I know that I can't lock Smudge in a room because then he'll just be meowing even more sadly from the room. But like, yeah, so but like like it makes no sense. Parents are too passive in this movie. They're sending their baby off into space to a random planet. I know they're smart and they did all the calculations or whatever, but then there's this where it's like, where are you going? North. Just a random freaking day. I'm going north. But like, yeah, like, why would, like, it makes no sense. Like, she's just fine with her kid that she's grown up with for so long, just without warning. I mean, I guess, like, this is the warning, but, like, it's not enough of a warning for a freaking parent with their kid. Like, he's just going north. Like, geez, like just going north. It's okay, Smudge. Like Smudge, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what to do with you. It's too early to be fed. I'm sorry. But yeah. So here he is in the freaking Arctic. We know that he has powers, but like, holy crap, like he's walking through all that. He doesn't even know that he can fly. Is he at least going fast? Is he using his super speed in the snow to make it look like he's walking normally? Like, come on, man. Like, he walked, so he's like, where is he from again? Is he from like southern United States? So he had to walk through all of America, all of Canada. Like, how does he even know where to stop? Oh, look, so he could float away on that. Like, what the hell? He doesn't even have freaking gloves. I know that he's Superman and he doesn't, and like he has powers and all that, but like I feel like someone watching this for the first time would be like, he's not even wearing freaking gloves. He'd be dead. Oh, this is like he knows that this is what he's looking for. How do you even know to go north? Did the green crystal like give him like, oh, I have a sudden feeling to just walk north, and I feel like I'll just know when to stop. Like there wasn't a moment where he's like, wait a minute, what the heck am I doing? And he just goes back home. I mean, I know they said goodbye to his mom and all that, but like this just makes no sense. I'm just so confused. And like the green crystal isn't kryptonite. It doesn't make any sense. Like it's just confusing as a Superman fan. Even if you do have an explanation for why it's not kryptonite, it's still confusing. Like how do you even know to do this? Well, I'm sorry. I know that's supposed to be like a really good and powerful moment or whatever. And like it is. Like I don't remember complaining about it the last time I saw it. It's like, when you're a kid, you just kind of accept whatever's on the screen. But it's like, so he just knew to throw the crystal. The crystal gets sucked into the snow. The snow is now bubbling like it's alive. And then all of this comes out. Like, what was all of that in the green crystal? Or was all of it already under the ice somehow and the green crystal like summoned it? But how would they have even gotten it under the ice? How did it all fit in the green crystal? I know it's like green, I know it's like kryptonite technology or whatever. Like, I'm just thinking, like, maybe I'm just confused because this is like the first movie that's like with alien stuff where you're just supposed to accept it. But no, like Star Wars is like that too, essentially. At least with Star Wars, it seems to have like rules. I know that people complain about how the Force doesn't seem to have rules, especially in the sequel trilogy. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that you can kind of tell that Obi-Wan isn't really into the movie that he's filming for Star Wars because when he does the Jedi mind trick on the stormtroopers, he like doesn't really he looks like he's almost embarrassed to be doing it. Like George Lucas just told him, "Oh, do this with your hand." I know you can't see me doing it. And then he did it. But like he did it as if like he's trying to hide that he's doing it, like he's trying to be like very subtle about it, which I guess you could say so that the stormtroopers don't know they're being mind controlled. But it's like he looks like almost embarrassed to be doing it, you know? I don't know. Like, yeah, man. I mean, like now at least you have a reason to go to that. And then again, you have no idea what it is. Like, like, is he not at least concerned as to why he feels so trusting in the Green Crystal? I mean, I guess not, because the Green Crystal gave him trust. Superman would suck if it came to mind control. Look, some of it is even shining green from the Green Crystal, I assume. So here he is in the Fortress of Solitude. Like, I wonder too, like, is he immune to bullets already? Probably. Was he immune to bullets the moment he got out of the ship? I mean, no, because, it took time for the sunlight to get there. I have my own little Superman fanfic that isn't based on the Superman origin story at all. It's just like a kid kind of gives himself the powers. But like I remember, I should probably read it too. But one of the gimmicks in that is that like he doesn't get the powers. Like he gives himself Superman's powers, but like he's like like he doesn't get it until he goes into direct sunlight. Like he's in shade and he doesn't get it until he's in direct sunlight, and he's like scared to like test it. He's scared to go. Here, can you hear Smudge purring? Smudge purring to the microphone. But like he's scared that like that like it won't work. He's scared to go into the sunlight and just find out that all of his hard work was for nothing. So he just sticks his hand into the sunlight, and then suddenly like it feels overwhelmed, and then suddenly he gets the powers. And then he has all those powers. But then as soon as he goes entirely into sunlight, then he feels that overwhelmingly power in the rest of his body too. And then he's really got the powers. But it's just like I like that idea, you know? Like imagine if the poor baby was like quenching in pain of too much power as he was getting the sun for the first time. And spoiler alert, in my little fanfic later, he loses his powers and then he gets them back. And then when he gets them back again, he's like running into the sunlight because he knows that he needs to save the world or whatever. And then he like forgets that like he feels overwhelmed with power at first, and that's like he collapses onto the ground or something. I don't know, it's really weird. I also tried to like plug in as many different types of kryptonite as I could into the story. Yeah, anyway, here's Superman's dad hologram. It makes no sense. None of this makes any sense. None of this makes any sense. No, no, Smidgy, I know, Smidgy, you're kind of causing me a lot of stress, more stress than we already have, especially in the days of 2020. It's okay, Smidge. It's okay. But anyway, these recordings in the Fortress of Solitude, sure, they make no sense. I know that everyone's already talked about it, but yeah, they make no sense. My take, okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna take a break because I need to do something about Smedge, okay? Like, I just need to get him to stop. Stopping now. All right, so I've given up on Smudge. I'm just convinced that he's just not gonna give me a break. So I'm just gonna keep shoving him off the couch whenever he comes on. So anyway, so these holograms, they make no sense. And they make no sense because it's as if they're really there, and it's as if they didn't even die. And I don't even get how that works. Did they like download their consciousness into it? I remember too when I was watching this, and they mentioned the six known dimensions. And then I'm, I guess, sorry, Dad, but I remember my dad looked over at me as if he was expecting me to have some sort of hype, hell yeah reaction to saying that. Like, you can't just say six known dimensions and then expect me to get hyped about that. You have to actually do something. You have to actually explain it. Like, just saying the six known dimensions isn't going to get me hyped, you know? Well, like, it's like the classic, in the Day of the Doctor. Like, you can't just write I, Chesterton on the thing and then expect us to be excited about that. You have to actually show William Russell, or at least have someone else play Ian Chesterton if you really want. Like, it'd be perfect for Ian Chesterton to show up. It would have been perfect for Ian Chesterton to show up in any of the freaking Caretaker episode from Series 8. Like, it's just like, it makes no sense. Like, if you're willing to put I, Chesterton on there, then why not put B. Wright as well? Like, yeah, she's dead, but like, if you're gonna have I Chesterton on that, like William Russell might as well have been dead as well. You didn't need William Russell alive to put I Chesterton on the board. I don't know, it's still weird, but like, yeah, I guess like people complain. Like if William Russell came back, what could you even do with him? Because like you can tell by like Big Finish that like he's really struggling, you know. Like, but then again, I don't even want like just have him show up for a cameo. I don't care. Just have him show up. In Series 12 too. I haven't seen much of Series 12, but like in the Timeless Children. They have like they have like the bit where the doctor, Jodie Whittaker's doctor, is going through the history of Doctor Who, and it lasts for like 8 seconds. And then I read this article that's talking about, oh, this character had a surprise cameo in the Timeless Children, and I was like, really? So I checked it, and apparently they were talking about Omega, who is one of the many characters who appears for like a split second. Like that's not a surprise cameo. We're not gonna go at that. It's not like, oh, we missed a surprise cameo. Like no, he just showed up along with many others. Like it wasn't new footage or anything like that. Am I the only one who finds that disturbing with the mask? I don't know. I remember my stepmom too was like, he can fly. Like I know that like of course Superman can fly. Like I'm not. It's just like she said it as if like I was supposed to be surprised by that. Like of course Superman can fly. He's freaking Superman. I know, but yeah, like the way that I see it is that the recordings are just supposed to know, like they somehow did calculative and figured out exactly what Superman would be asking in the context. Like maybe they checked his brainwaves or whatever. They have high-tech technology that allows them to do that. And for some reason they couldn't stop Krypton from blowing up. I know that they were like trying to get him to leave the planet or whatever, but like, why didn't some people leave the planet? Why did they only have technology to take their baby? I guess maybe that's all they had. I don't know. It's another case of like how people like, they see, oh, like sending their baby out into space and just the baby is like super high tech now, but or like even in the past, but like maybe it wasn't back on Krypton then. Lois is so creepy. I hate Lois. I hate Lois. I hate Lois. I hate Lois. I think that we're supposed to hate Lois because in the Donner cut of Superman 2, she even says like maybe I won't be so mean to you from now on. So like she acknowledges that she's being mean to Clark. She doesn't even know how to spell a word. I mean, I know like, maybe she's dyslexic or whatever. When I first watched this movie, I had no idea that Jimmy was supposed to be an important character. I knew that Perry was supposed to be an important character. I knew that Lois was supposed to be an important character. I had no idea that Jimmy was supposed to be an important character because he doesn't really do anything in this movie. I didn't know that Jimmy's like apparently Superman's best friend character or whatever. We're even supposed to know that's Superman. When's the first time, like, if someone was watching this and like wasn't good at telling like people's faces, which again, like I didn't even know, like in the Idiot's Lantern in Doctor Who, the episode from series 2 that no one remembers. Like I saw like when they show like Rose's face in the TV, I didn't even realize it was supposed to be Rose until she was mouthing the word doctor, and I was like, oh, I guess that's supposed to be Rose. I wasn't good at telling. Like, does Lois deliberately set Clark up to accidentally blow up this soda? Like, it's not because of his powers. Oh, so what? Wait, did Lois plan that? Like Clark seems to know that Lois planned that. I don't understand. Like maybe in the comics it's different, but like I read the first Action Comics, or like, I didn't actually read it. I read like part of it, and Lois is a total jerk in that too. So it's like it makes no she's mad at Clark for not being able to defend himself, and then calling him a coward or like frick off. 1930s, man. I'm glad I didn't grow up in the freaking 1930s. The doors swing both ways. That's kind of cool. Like I don't get, especially in the context of this movie, I don't get why Clark or Superman has a crush on Lois. I don't get it. Like I know that crushes is something that you can't control. Sometimes it just happens. I've had crushes on people that I've hated as well. The difference is that when I know that the person sucks, when I know that she's being a bad person, if I have a crush on her, I'll like channel that into hatred. I know that's probably not the most mature way to settle with it, but it's just like I'm not gonna let a crush override, regular common sense. Like I just don't get why like Superman he ends up going like and flying with Lois, going on the romantic flight or whatever. Like why? She's a jerk. Why are you rewarding her just because you have a crush on her? It makes no sense. None of this anymore at home like you. What? I don't get it. I don't get this line. Anymore at home like you. Sorry, I don't mean to be raging at Superman. I honestly don't like the first movie that much. I remember, I think on my second channel, I rated Superman 1 the same rating as I did Superman 4. And what was that? Did Clark like touch her there? Like the way that Lois reacts to it too? It makes no sense. This doesn't make any sense. I hate this. I hate this. Sorry. Okay, I guess I don't like Superman 1. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I know that so much work was put into it. There's this one guy who I heard about that like worked in the film industry and he applauds at the end of every movie because no matter how bad it is, he knows how hard it is to get a movie off the ground at all. So he always applauds. If not for the movie itself, he applauds for the fact that they got them. That sounds like such a passive aggressive. I'm applauding for your crappy movie because I'm applauding that you even got this movie released. But that is essentially the context of what he's doing. It's just in a much more positive way. So apparently people weren't saying swell. Swell was already an outdated slang term in 1978. It's a production error too, because Clark. Okay, Lois, what are you doing? Okay, there we go. So Clark goes into the next one, but then in the next shot, he comes out in the same one as Lois. Smudge, stop meowing. You're not starving. I gotta get a timer. I gotta get a timer and make it so that it always goes off at noon, so that Smudge can associate that he doesn't get fed until the timer comes out. Because he's never gonna like I've given up. He's never gonna realize that he gets fed at noon. I was hoping that maybe he would notice that the clock is a certain way whenever he gets fed, but I guess he just doesn't care enough about that. I'm always worried that Smudge like gets bored here, but at the same time, like he doesn't seem to be interested in shows or anything like that. I mean, like I guess maybe that's just nobody's interested, he's going interested in going outside like I am. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know, man. I have so many thoughts, it's hard to organize them. That's why I started this, just to like have a place to kind of vent my thoughts out. None of this podcast is made for venting on my behalf, but it's like, okay. So Superman catches a bullet here too. I remember I haven't seen, obviously, I haven't seen like I think I'd have to go digging a bit to find it. Or maybe I won't, I don't know, maybe it's easy to find. But I like saw a little clip of Superman from the frickin' 40s. And it's like I just found it funny how like I mean here that happens too. Does Clark try to kick him? Oh no, Lois does. Lois kicks him. Yeah, like in Superman in the 40s, there's a scene where like a guy like has like a gun like held at Superman and like has it hold for like a good 2 seconds, like at the end of the Autobahn Menace Part 3, and then like he fires the bullet at him, and that's like so it's meant to be like so cool, like oh my God, even the bullet doesn't defend him, and then he goes straight and then stops the train, and they do it because it's a green screen, and then they just pause the video footage to make it look like Superman stopped the train. But they don't pause Superman himself. So you like his hands are moving in front of the train, which I guess would make a little bit of sense maybe, because he's trying to stop the whole train. But at the same time, like you can clearly tell that's just a green screen. But it's like it's funny because now Superman can do anything. Like of course he can dodge bullets, of course he can stop a train. Yeah, I'll probably talk about it more if I ever get to Superman Returns, but I personally don't get the plane scene. I do get it, it's cool, but isn't Superman supposed to just carry a plane from the pinky finger? Like here he is like struggling. He almost doesn't manage to stop the plane crash. Like just compared to like for a normal guy, of course that's incredible, but like for Superman, it'd be kind of pathetic. Although I know that he just came back and like, he could just blame it on the fact that he just came back and the sun didn't restore all of his powers yet, but I don't know. But still, then his powers come pretty quick since like it takes him ages to learn to fly. I don't know. I don't know, man. Here we go. Lex Luthor, great. Yeah, something that I don't that I don't like. Something that I find weird too is that in Superman 2, and especially in the Donner cut of Superman 2, it seems like Superman 2 is supposed to take place like directly after Superman 1. And yet it seems that in Superman 2 you're already supposed to be familiar with the comics. I mean, I guess that was their goal. They released Superman 1. If you're interested in Superman, you then go and read some of the comics and then Superman 2. But like the way they're talking, like Lex says that Superman and Lois definitely have this thing for each other, and like Lois seems to even recognize Lex Luthor or whatever, and he's like I know Lex Luthor does a bad thing in this movie, but like the way she's like Lex Luthor, like he's like the well-known villain or whatever. I don't know. I just find that in Superman 2, they seem to act like Superman has been around for like years or months, and the gimmick has been going on forever, even though the movie's supposed to directly follow this movie. Yeah, you're probably already sick of me complaining about it, but I'll complain about it even more if we get to Superman 2. I don't know. It's a train station. Man, it looks so cool. And people aren't even wearing masks. Sorry. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I don't know what you guys want to hear. I haven't really been hearing that much feedback. Like I'm totally fine with feedback. I'm totally fine with criticism or whatever. So far I've just heard some people say, keep making more of these. Even though, I'm not mean to, it's just the comment was posted like soon after I posted the video, so it's not like they could have listened to it yet. Like I don't know. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I had a rough weekend. This is being recorded. What was it? This is being recorded on November 2nd. November 2nd. I completely forgot that Halloween even happened. People were saying happy Halloween, happy belated Halloween. And I was like, man, I forgot that was even a thing. This reminds me of the first episode of the Limitless TV show where Brian like he's on the train track, but he's able like to calculate exactly when the train's going to stop. So he just stands right in front of the train because he knows that it'll stop at a certain point. So I know you want attention, but like this isn't a good time, okay? I'm kind of you get yourself tangled up in my headphones. I f This feels very awkward because like I feel like I'm being put to sleep by this movie, but I think it's just all the stress of the different things going on. Smudge, just please, just go away, please. It's okay. It's okay, Smudge. It's okay. Why did he just drink there? Probably just alcohol, but I'd find it funny if like he just drank like a fluid so that the traps wouldn't activate or something, if there are any traps. Because I know in the extended cut, there's like, Superman gets hit with bullets and then he gets burned with fire, and then he gets frozen to an ice block, but he just breaks right out. It's weird that like the bullets and the fire like don't affect him at all, but the ice actually does affect him. Like he can break out of the ice block, sure, but he's still frozen for a bit at least. I do kind of like it how we don't see Lex's face. It's like, a big reveal as to who he really is. All right, they just straight up kill this guy. Ye- Oh man. Oh yeah, I was gonna say because like you'd think that he'd still be able to fit there. Like no, then they just straight up push him. Yeah, yeah. There's a little train where I am now that kind of connects where I am to downtown. And like whenever I'm riding the train, I can't help but think like, because there are some areas where like it looks like I could even ride a bike right next to the train. I don't know. It's weird. I feel bad for the guy there. He was like a detective or whatever, and yeah, he straight up did whatever he could, but Lex just pushed him in front of the train. He was still really good. What? Just sick. That's all you have to say, sick. You don't even really. She doesn't even seem to really criticize him. I mean, I guess she's just kind of an employee of his, but like, yeah. These characters, like, I just can't help but like feel like I don't know, like I'm just saying my thoughts, like this is just my thoughts. I would love to do these with someone else, but I'm just kind of by myself at the moment, especially during the freaking pandemic. But it's like, I don't know, I just can't help but feel like these characters are like unlikable, like I know like Lex is evil or whatever, but like still like you're supposed to make your villains likable at least. I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe I just don't know how they. Otis is likable because he's the clumsy one. It's like I don't know. Oh, he was followed. That's why he's upset. I remember that part. Look at his bookshelf. Does he really read all those books? Oh, he just said reading. Jeez. Like what was that exchange? Like I don't even get it. Yeah, screw the government. How did Lex get around with 6 years old? Like, I guess he was just really smart. They will always need land, but the land is useless without something else. The father said that to him when he was 6 years old. No wonder he was messed up. Or maybe it was just like a throwaway thing. Maybe the dad wasn't even expecting Lex to get it, but he was just smarter than he thought. Like, what was that? Well, why does Lex look embarrassed over the fact that Otis said exactly what he said? It seems to be like Otis is smarter than Lex thought. Well, what does he mean? What more could anyone ask? What more could anyone ask than what? The stupid land? Isn't this plan here to like blow up a section of the United States and then just like what? Like how would that even work? Like he's gonna blow up part of the United States and then try to sell the land. I guess because no one owns it. And I guess he's just hoping that no one realizes that he just blew up part of the United States. Or maybe that he's just hoping that the people are so selfish that they're just gonna not even care because they just want the stupid land. pay the nose to get land. I remember there was this stupid short, like, it's like it was a little kid short to kind of teach kids about how to calculate area and all that. Like, one of the things was like, because there are these four people and they're each like left with a section of the land and they're all complaining because they think that the other piece of land is bigger when in reality it isn't. They're the same area, it's just they're different shapes. Like one of them is just a really thin but long section of land and then another one's like, more square shaped. It's kind of funny though. Like imagine if you just left someone with land and like the land was really, really long, but the thickness was only like the size of like, your feet spread apart. Like there's not that much you can do with that kind of land. You need to have at least some width to it. Would you be a pet and mail that to me? Like, am I supposed to like Lois? Like I don't get it. Like Lois is such a jerk. I don't get it. That's sound weird with elevators too. Like I He just points at the arrow. He's like, man, like, what if the arrow didn't, what if the arrow were dysfunctional or whatever? Like, poor Clark, like, oh my God, I feel so bad for Clark. I don't get to, like, the upward and the downward arrows. Like, whenever you're on the first or the top floor, like, whenever you're on the bottom or the top floor, all you can do is push one button. But otherwise, you can push the upward button or the downward button. And I guess that that's just so that they can, like, organize the elevators better if there are just people working with multiple elevators at once. But it's like, what if you hit the upward button and then you click to go down a floor? Like, what happens if I'm on floor 4 and then I hit the down button and then I enter the elevator, but then I push to go to floor 6? Like, I doubt that the elevator malfunctions or anything. It's probably just to organize the elevator would just get a little bit ticked off at me. Maybe it'd get stuck, so I'd have to push the button to ring the bell. Remember when my great grandma was still alive? She lived on the 6th floor of her apartment. And it was cool. Like I was so impressed by the elevators. I liked how I was like, whoa, the elevator can open on either side. It can open on the other side when we go into the garage. And while all the buttons are like green, there's a closed door button, there's an open door button, and there's a yellow button. I never got to push the yellow or the red button because the red button was to stop the elevator, and the yellow button was if there was emergency, like if the elevator got stuck. I remember once a teacher of mine, such a dork, but like, wait, what the frick was that? I just heard a noise. Wait, hang on. Wait, something came from my laptop. Wait, stopping now. All right, sorry about that, guys. Like this time, a notification came up saying something went wrong, but we saved your recording so far. Thank you for that. So, while Lois is dying, a teacher of mine once told me that, someone asked, what do you think is the most useless invention so far? And he responded, closed doors buttons on elevators. He thought that that was the most useless invention ever because the very thought that that you need those few extra seconds, like the very thought that you need to press the closed door button on an elevator just so that the elevator will go up quicker, and if you didn't then you'd lose precious seconds and the possibility of you losing a job is just kind of a staple of how messed up our world is. Yeah, I don't think that they were expecting him to give such a deep answer. And I remember I was just like, hey, welcome to my world, teacher. Now you feel as hopeless as the rest of us do. Yeah, it was weird. Again, I think I mentioned this every podcast, but that just kind of connects back to a few extra seconds. Otherwise, you might end up at a red traffic light instead of a green one, and a few extra seconds that I need to put my glasses on to drive or whatever. Oh, it's so stupid. Like it's like the way that they say that you can't look away from a car crash. Like I mean you can. It's just, why would you? Because you want to be able to make sure that you're not gonna freaking die. That's why they say oh, it's so bad A to walk away from an explosion because it means that you're so confident that you're not gonna get hurt. Like looking at they make I can't help but make it sound like you're saying that it's a bad thing that you can't look away from a car crash, even though that's a good thing. It means that you're trying not to endanger yourself. I know that you're kind of frozen in the moment too. I don't know why it's an instinct to freeze out of fear. Like that doesn't seem to be very advantageous to evolution or whatever. Since when have freezing and fear helped anyone, or when has it helped humans? Like I think it helps against a T-Rex or something. How do scientists even know that? Is it just I mean, is it just a theory? Like a theory is the highest compliment that an idea in science can get. It means that nothing has disproven it. But it's I like this gag too because he looks at the phone, the pay phone. It's like, oh, can't use that as a phone booth. This is what you get, Lois. Is Lois regretting his life choices, her life choices? Like, he doesn't even try to hide his secret identity here. Like, people see him change. I mean, like, I guess that's like, they won't be able to tell exactly who it is. They won't be able to remember. All that they see is like just a random guy. They didn't really think to pay attention to who he was, but like, I don't know, whatever. Wasn't this like one of the most expensive movies ever made or whatever? And apparently a movie called Grease beat it at the box office. Like the highest grossing movie of 1978. It wasn't Superman, it was Grease. Yeah, and I've been looking at like lists of like, the oh my God. It's so cringe. I can't help but cringe like that. So it's like Lois was expecting it to be a comedy scene. Like, who's got you? And then they both fall or whatever. So yeah, I've been looking at lists of like movies to watch, and apparently, so there's this book called 1001 Movies to Watch Before You Die. But they have a new edition of the book every single year, so they have to constantly be sacrificing old movies to make room for the movies of the current year. Otherwise, there's no point in making a new edition. Or then they have to call, because apparently, like on the wiki, like if you tally up like all the movies that were in every edition, it comes out as like 1,200 and something. It's like, but like movies like Home Alone and Superman the movie aren't on there. And like there's someone who's like out there reviewing all the cinematic Venom. He's the guy who's just reviewing all of the movies. It's like, really? I mean, I guess so, yeah. Isn't there like some sort of calculation out there that dying in a plane crash is like less likely than dying in a motorcycle accident or a car? And like, isn't like driving in a motorcycle, like, isn't dying in a motorcycle accident even less likely than dying in a freaking car crash? Although I guess that's because that, there are so many people who drive cars. It might be just statistically speaking, driving a motorcycle is less dangerous, but maybe that's because there's not as many people on motorcycles, so there's not as many people dying on motorcycles. And here he is. I remember when I was watching this with my grandma and grandpa. My grandpa was like, "Oh, now Superman's just going for a cruise trip. He's just cruising around." That's cool cinematography there, the way they're flipping the cameras upside down and stuff like that. Smudgy, I haven't forgotten about you. It's just it's not time for you to be fed until an hour and 5 minutes. And I do like this. I do like this too, because it's good to like, I guess this is where people need to get into the Superman gimmick. Now he's exposed his identity. But still, like, there's just this random robber. Like, what the heck? Like, what is his motives? Like, I remember when I was watching a series of unfortunate events TV show, and we were asking like my little sister, and I was just like, "Do you remember why Count Olaf is doing all this? Because like to get the Baudelaire's fortune or whatever." But she just responded, "Because he's evil." I was like, "Yeah, but you need to have a motive." Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Did he just put the sucker thing on Superman's foot? It doesn't really look like he. It doesn't really look like he was standing at the right angle there. But that was kind of a funny joke. That is kind of funny. Like this seems like a power in its own right. Like sure he can fly or whatever. Like sure he can fly or whatever, but he can frickin' stand on walls. Like Superman can really just do anything. Yeah? What the heck kind of mask was that? Whoa, did the freaking cop car just cause damage? Man, the cop's driving even more dangerously than that guy. I mean, I guess like, the point of the cop is like, cops are allowed to drive red lights or whatever. Are there cops out there who do that? Like they just will turn on their siren just so that they can get home quicker? Like I remember when I was a kid, I had to ask, like, can cops get arrested? It's like, yeah, they can. Of course they can. They can be arrested by other freaking cops. Imagine that. Has that ever happened before? Has a cop ever been driving recklessly and then another cop car had to pull it over? I mean, probably. Like, I can definitely imagine that happening. Probably be really funny when it does happen. Didn't they straight up like say like move your A word, or is that in the extended edition? I don't even know. The guy too who like looked out the window and he was just like, nah. Like that wasn't well done at all. But it wasn't well done. Like he barely even looked. And he's just like, nah. This bit's kind of funny here too, though. Like I guess they're wondering like, well, who is this guy? He's just standing in a freaking stupid suit. Yeah, this poor guy with the yeah, bad vibrations. Well, he wasn't flying, he was floating down, but I guess he's not really in the state to decipher between the two. Now I believe him. Freaking Titanic and whatever. Yeah, Superman just unintentionally saved a guy from being fired. I mean, Superman almost got the guy fired, and then he doesn't even realize that he just saved the guy from being fired by bringing the Titanic onto the road. I know something. I like now he's rescuing cats from trees. It's so weird how firefighters are like associated with two things. They're associated with putting out fires and then rescuing cats from trees. And I guess also when I guess parents want to make their kids' birthday special, so they just have firemen just driving outside their house. I don't know, like I can just imagine, like a little word of advice. I don't recommend doing that to your kid, like making them stand outside and watch a bunch of firemen drive around. I get the intention, but like whatever. She flat out hits her kid. Like Jesus. Holy crap. It's okay, Smudge. It's okay. Oh, I thought it said Rogue One for a second. It's like Roger Air Force One. Okay. I am not looking forward to watching the Metropolis movie. Like the one, nothing to do with Superman. It was one made in like 1927. I hate that movie. I think I saw like a little bit of it once in a social class thing at school, and I didn't like it. Kind of like 1984, like there's nothing wrong with the movie. It's just like, kind of the message of it hits a little bit too close to home. Like it's just like it's kind of a fear that I have, and just like I don't really want to see it come to life at all. I don't want it to be talked about. I don't want it to. I know that like you feel the need to talk about it so that we can prevent it from happening, but at the same time, like I guess that's why we learn about history too, right? So that we can stop the previous mistakes from happening or whatever. But it's like don't do it. Like no. Sorry, Smudge. Sorry, Smudge. Um, Superman straight up salutes the guy. Like what? What? Like what? What the frick? What the frick? You're expecting the guy to listen to that? Fly. Don't look, just fly. We've got something. I ain't saying what it is. Just trust me. And then he looks super confused and shocked. Like, then you just expect the guy to just do that. I guess he's supposed to follow orders or whatever. It makes no sense. Fantastic hoax, of course. I feel bad. Like I remember as a kid, I would find this movie just a tad bit boring. I know it's revolutionary for its time, but like, I'm sorry. I like Superman 2 and 3 and even 4 better. Like at least 4 is short. Yeah, hot take. I actually really kind of like Batman and Robin. It is, I think I mentioned that earlier, but like it's stupid. But like I still enjoy it. You can't get bored watching it. I don't get why, like, it's like a stupid thing because Lex Luthor's bald in the comics, but the guy who plays him here in the movies didn't want to go bald. So it's like he puts on so like they make it so that he's wearing a wig or something later on. They do it by placing like putting like a weird bald cap wig thing on him and then putting another wig on top of that just for that scene. I don't know. Does it really matter if Lex Luthor is bald? I know that probably a bunch of comic fans will be like, yes, it does. Geez, like even in the DCEU, he starts out wearing hair in Batman v Superman, and then he's bald in the Justice League post-credit scene or whatever. Otis is kind of funny. I know that the pool looks really cool. It's meant to be really cool because he's a rich guy, but like that pool looks really cool. I want to kind of see how that pool works. Must have been fun to film there. Like, it must be super weird to be an actor because sometimes, sometimes it might be nice, like you're told to swim in a pool or whatever, and then other times you're told to do other, I don't know, like it's really like a hit or miss thing with an actor. An actor is a really hard job. I did not realize that it was a hard job, but then recently I went to this theater camp thing, and then I learned, holy crap, acting is a really hard job. A bunch of people are like, yeah, well, it's good to like kind of get into other characters that are unlike you, and I'm just like, I mean, no, not really. I'm sure that works for some people, but it doesn't work for me because I'm still trying to figure out who I am in general. I don't think it's very mentally healthy for me to start fooling around and trying to play completely other people that are completely distinct from who I am. Well, I'm currently in a crisis trying to figure out who I am in general. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe other people just think differently. I don't know. Like a super Clark almost answers. He'd be like, "What? I'm talking about Superman, not you, Clark." I don't even know what God said to Moses. What did he even say again? I don't even know. Who cares? Yeah, a bunch of people criticize me. Like, you know how I like sometimes, like I'll make like what I think are fair criticisms against, mainly the concept of hell or whatever. And the people are like, "How dare you say that? You should go read the Bible." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I did read the Bible." And they're like, "Well, clearly you haven't because you didn't remember this part." And I'm just like, "Well, of course I don't remember every single part of it because it was one of the most boring books I ever read." And to tell you the truth, I didn't read the whole thing, but I read a lot of it. Like, probably skimmed a lot of it mostly. Like why? And like when Lois got the little note thing, didn't she kind of look back at Clark like she almost suspected that it was him? Like it wasn't like she was expecting Clark and then it turns out to be Superman. It catches her off guard because she was watching the sky. I do like that line though, because like that does happen sometimes. Like if there's just a guy who just like flies around all over the place, like like Batgirl from the '60s Batman show, where she'll just like disappear or whatever. It's just like. No, wait, Batgirl, promise me that you won't just suddenly leave when we're all looking away, okay? Because Superman Returns references a lot of this, doesn't it? But like in the context of Superman Returns, it's like they're just doing it all over again. This is some stupid bullcrap about how Superman Returns takes place after Superman 2 and ignores the events of Superman 3 and 4. Like, no, it freaking doesn't. Like, it's not like there was any big event that happened in Superman 3 and 4 that that you'd have to reference. Like, for all you know, you could tell someone that Superman Returns takes place after Superman 3 or Superman 4 or Superman 1 or takes place in an entirely different continuity. They won't be able to tell. They won't be able to tell. You're not watching Superman Returns and you're just like, "Oh yeah, this takes place in between Superman's 2 and 3." Well, you know it doesn't. And the Arrowverse seems to agree with me in the TV shows thing because they have the Superman Returns character come back, and he mentions like that's the second time that I got nuts and fought myself, referencing Superman 3. So I don't even know. As far as I'm concerned, Superman Returns takes place after Superman 4, or it just takes place in an entirely different continuity. I don't know, who cares? Superman Returns is just a whack movie. I was I remember I ranked the Superman movies once. I didn't upload it, but I ranked them all. Like I filmed myself ranking the movies, and I was planning to upload it after I finished reviewing them. So that's kind of a long story. I have some footage and stuff like that, but like, yeah, it's really weird. But I remember I had kind of just anticipated that I would consider Superman Returns as like a middle movie, so I put it in the middle of my list. But then when I actually watched it, I was shocked with how boring it was. Like nothing. Like it was just so boring. I'm sorry. I know that I'm not alone in that opinion because other reviewers have t said it too. But Superman Returns, it just wasn't exciting, really. Like again, like I found it just kind of similar to Superman 1, the way that I see it, you know? Like it's fine. It's just it sucks. Why did she ask that? Why did she ask that? Yeah, of course you freaking embarrassed him. Why? I don't understand. That's so freaking awkward. Why would she ask that? I don't get this relationship. Like, I'm not invested in this relationship between Superman and Clark and Lois. Stupid love triangle that's not even a triangle. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you know, like in Superman 3, they do it a lot better because Lana likes Clark as Clark. You know, that's the way that should be. You know, like that's the thing with like superheroes, like, you know, you shouldn't reveal your secret identity to people, and especially you shouldn't reveal them to people just to impress them, you know? Because there's a scene in the extended edition where Superman goes back to the Fortress of Solitude and then his dad gives him a speech about how, you know, he's got to keep his Clark identity so that he can like keep it under wraps and also so that people don't like start obsessing over Clark so that his vanity gets out of the way, or so that he is not called on constantly just to do stupid things. Because that happens in the freaking Captain Underpants books. It happens like Melvin gets his powers and then he becomes famous, but then people are just calling upon him to just do stuff like fetch a wallet out of the toilet or whatever. Or to just see if their pants makes them look good or whatever. It's just like it's stupid. Captain Underpants book series is kind of fun. It gets a lot funner as it goes along. Excuse me, as it goes along because the books get a little bit longer and stuff like that. See, why does Lewis write down that he tells the truth just because he says, I never lie? I remember once there was a scene in the freaking Arthur cartoon. Like, there was a scene where, like, in a fantasy of, like, what teachers do when they're alone. It's like, you know, and the teachers are being evil, of course, and they're like, if someone, like, I got a new question for a quiz from the computer. If someone says that they always lie, are they lying or are they telling the truth? And they're like, I don't know, what's the answer? And he's like, there isn't one, it's a paradox. And they laugh and they're like, yeah, we'll put it in the next math quiz or whatever. But I'm sorry, but that isn't a paradox. If someone says that they always lie, are they lying or they're telling the truth? The answer is that they're lying. Because it's only a paradox if the answer is that they're telling the truth. Because obviously if they're telling the truth, then that means that they don't always lie. So then that's the paradox. But if I just say I always lie, I'm lying because I don't always lie. Sometimes I tell the truth. So it's not a paradox. It's only a paradox if the answer is that they're telling the truth. But when someone says that they always lie, it's a lie. It's not a paradox, it's just a lie because sometimes they tell the truth. It's on like the answer is automatically that they're lying. Even if they have like always lied, and then that's the first truth that they say, then that's the first truth that they say. So then it's a lie. And then it's somewhat the truth. I don't know. It's only really a paradox if the answer is that they're telling the truth. Yeah, it's only a paradox if the answer is they're telling the truth. It's only a paradox if they have always lied. But if someone has just sometimes lied and sometimes told the truth, then it's just that they lied. Sorry, I've talked about this way too long. Lois is holding on for dear life. Superman's just laughing. Oh, it's 11:11 where I'm recording now. Make a wish. Is that the frickin' Twin Towers? Oh my god. Wait, was that the frickin' Twin Towers? Is that the Twin Towers? Oh my god. I hope that's not like did people like start petitions to like edit that little clip out. The Statue of Liberty. There's something dangerous happening to the Statue of Liberty. There's like YouTube channels out there that's like life's biggest questions. They're like, what if 9/11 never happened? What if 9/11 happened again with the One World Trade Center? What if 9/11 happened, but it was with Big Ben? Why is the Statue of Liberty giving us the dead eyes? Like even Lois was a little bit turned away by that. Like, what the heck? Statue of Liberty looks so ticked. She's just been standing there forever. Like, I remember when I was a little kid, and I was like, the Statue of Liberty's arm must be so tired, constantly holding that torch up all the freaking time. Oh, I forgot. Doesn't Lois have a stupid, doesn't she like tongue flying above the clouds? Isn't Lois freaking freezing? Like in Superman 4, it's like the character is breathing in space, and it's implied that's like just another power that Superman has, is that they can make other people share their powers for a bit. Clearly. Because Lois is flat out flying here. Right here, wait. And now. See? Superman isn't holding her up. She's flat out flying. Like, she would be dangling if the laws of gravity meant anything. But they clearly don't in this movie. I mean, it is Superman, so what would you expect? But, like, still, like, come on. Yeah, some people talk about how Superman can't actually fly. It's like him just kind of, it's like a mixture of him super jumping. But no, how could he, like, change direction or whatever? Like, it's part of him just defying gravity. I don't know. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Because, like, okay, so what? So Superman gets super jumping and flight and super strength and maybe super speed, if that makes any sense, from the fact that the planet is smaller and has a lower gravitational pull. And, but then the rest come from the sunlight. Like, I remember I was talking about, like, laser vision must be just a Kryptonian power. Because back then I thought that he just got all these powers from the lower gravitational pull of Earth. I didn't realize about the sun thing yet. But I'm glad that they put that thing in so it like shows that like, that's why Superman was so confident with Lois flying is that if she falls, he can just catch her. And here's Lois's stupid voiceover. I hate this part. I hated it. I hated it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like this part. It's so cringy. It's so cringy. I'm not invested in this stupid love triangle. Like it's so toxic. The relationship between Superman and Lois and I guess Clark is flat out toxic. Just like with Peter Parker and Mary Jane, especially in the original Spider-Man trilogy. I'm a fool. Yeah, you are, Lois. You're not quivering. I hate this. I hate this. I hate it. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I hate this part. Is there anyone out there who is actually invested in the relationship between Superman and Clark and Lois in these movies? Can you picture the things I'm thinking, wondering why you are all the wonderful things that you are? You've literally just met this guy. I hate that line too. How do you belong in the sky just because that you fly? Like there are some people out there, I'm sure there are some people who do belong in the sky, and it's just unfortunate that they can't fly. And if they did suddenly fly, it doesn't mean that they belong in the sky. Like they need to rest. I mean, I guess birds can rest on telephone wires or trees or whatever. I remember I heard that, like, and I guess it makes sense that, like, a lot of monkeys and apes out there, they just fly, or they fly, but they swing in trees so much. And apparently, like, some of them, like, never touch the ground because they're just always in the trees, which makes sense. That must be cool, though. Just life is just a constant jungle gym. I guess it'd get boring after a while, but it'd be nice to, like, you know, do it for a day or do it for a week. If you did it for a day, then you'd just be excited to do it again. I remember when I started tubing, like I was like you get on the floaty thing and then being pulled by a speedboat. That was fun. I really liked it. The first time I was really scared, but then after that I just wanted to do it for the fun of it. I was in a weird floaty thing where it was like there was three seats, so I just always sat in the middle one. And I remember once that came into handy because once we hit a wave and I just flew right out of the middle seat and then went into one of the side seats and then just landed right in that. I remember they slowed down the boat for a bit because they thought that I flat out fell out, but no, I just landed in the side seat. I don't know. It was so cool. What is Superman? Superman. Yeah, he has an S on his stupid uniform thing. I don't know. It's dumb. Oh yeah, yeah. Cause so he did leave a note, I guess. But how did he know that Superman was gonna come then? I do like here how like because Clark does seem to be like a complete dork here. Like it must be so poor Lois. Poor Clark. Why am I saying poor Lois? Poor Clark. Stupid, like stupid Lois. Like yeah, so I guess it's kind of sad because it's like of course there's nothing that Clark could do to follow up the stupid Superman thing. I hate that, you know, like someone can be like really good at something, but it's just they happen to do it after someone did it expertly. So it's like suddenly they don't seem that good. Lois flat out sees him without his glasses, but I guess she's just super dazed or whatever. That's Clark nice. The way that he smirked and he's like, yeah, I did that. Frick off. Oh my God. Now here's this thing where they're describing him. Too good to be true. It's too good to be true. He's 6'4", has black hair, blue eyes, doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, and tells the truth. Stupid. Yeah, I remember. JXC did that video, also known as Cinema Sin Sins or whatever. It's like, yeah, cause like once he mentioned like he was talking about how, you know, comic books and superheroes aren't just made for kids. And all you really need to look at that is that like look at movies like Logan or Deadpool. There are superhero movies and I think even Superman superhero comics that are specifically targeted towards adults. That's clever how Lex Luthor stands on the thing there. Thank goodness he didn't say the other N word. But like why does he say an L as in ladder? Like so Otis was already supposed to bring I guess he just went too fast, you know, he's trying to impress Lex or whatever. I can't imagine why he's just a jerk. I guess that is a cool message though, you know, because there are a lot of kids who just kind of automatically assume that everyone's trying to impress them, and then they can just be total jerks. But it's like this is cool, like so, like no, you're not supposed to be like that. You don't want to be like Lex Luthor. Isn't here they just suddenly come up with the idea of kryptonite for no reason? It is reasonable to assume that some of these particles drifted to Earth. I don't get. I don't get. Wait, the subtitles didn't say. Wait, the subtitles said meteorites and then voila, but they didn't say what Lex said after between that. So like just the presence of Krypton, like pieces from Krypton, just make Superman. I don't know. There's just so many things that are dumb about this movie. I don't think it's meant to be taken too seriously. Isn't it like debatable if Kryptonite actually has something against humans? Okay, this is something that I wanted to mention is that the problem with this disc is that it gets stuck sometimes, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and make it so that it works out, okay? I'll see if I can find the scenes online and see it like that. I'm sorry, guys. It just got stuck for a bit. I'm sorry, guys. So if you're trying to sync up your own copy of this movie, it might kind of suck around here because it starts to get stuck. I tried whatever I could. I'm watching this on the stupid Form 4 film favorites with Superman's 1 through 4, and for some reason, Superman 1, 2, and 3 get like stuck. For some reason, Superman 4 doesn't. And then I tried to get another copy, and it also was the same problem. For some reason, it's not with the Batman, and there was only one time that I was watching Superman 4 and it got stuck. Why didn't I pick the extended edition? It hasn't gotten stuck for a whole minute. I think it gets kind of worse and worse as it goes along, though. I hope it doesn't get too stuck around the final climax thing. Ooh, a self-driving car. Lex is rich. Holy crap, man. Wow. So are there some people with that job, just helicopters, just flying around to make sure? I mean, I guess those are just like cops, but like they can fly. They belong in the sky. You know, those stupid commercials where it's like they're advertising their stupid flight point card, whatever, and a penguin, and like the penguin feels grounded because it can't fly. And then it's like he's sitting in a plane, he's like, finally, I can fly. And then he just sits back in a plane seat. I'm sorry, that's bull crap. It's not like super flight. It's not like you're flying like a bird just because you're in a plane. You can only go where the plane goes, and you're with a whole bunch of other people, unless you're on a private plane, and especially if you can fly by yourself or whatever. I don't know, it's so weird. It's not like the penguin can just laugh in the. I mean, I guess he could. He could like laugh in a seagull's face and be like, haha, see, I can fly without even putting any effort in. Oh, the plane can still run out of gas. I don't. Okay, Smedge, stop. See, the disc is getting stuck all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so Otis tries. Okay, I'm just gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna see how this goes if I just try to play the disc out. So right now, Otis is like fixing the thing. It says 235. I think it's gonna skip over quite a few things. Ah, man. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, yeah. So the disc skipped over quite a few things now. Now it's showing the big truck bringing the missile. So hang on a minute. I'm just gonna hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. This sucks. Hang on. Let me just stop the recording. Okay, so I'm picking up where Otis just got into the van. So an ambulance came by. He's just like, "Hey, has somebody heard?" And then it showed Otis coming down the thing or whatever. And now they're about to argue about whatever code was supposed to be on the thing. But so I had to go onto YouTube because this DVD is just unreliable when it comes to like the final act of the first three Superman movies. The problem is that on YouTube it seems to be the extended version. But the thing with this DVD is that like it ran for a little bit longer. It ran until Otis was going down the hill the second time when I was setting up for this because this is actually like a few weeks after the last audio clip that I had. So sorry about that. And the fourth one, 7. See, the DVD is playing fine right now. I hate this part. He's like, would you like to see a long arm? Like that's not really funny, even if Miss Teschmacher thinks it's funny. The extent I'm glad that they didn't add in the theatrical version. They didn't add in the extended scene because I didn't like the joke about it's like oh look I'm doing mouth to mouth on this unconscious woman in a sexual way. I'm glad that they cut that from the original cut, but now it seems to be very difficult to find just the regular theatrical cut. The DVD is going fine right now. Now it shows Lex and Otis driving a truck, a giant house car thing. Yeah, there's so many extra scenes on this extended version on YouTube. I'm like keeping track of two different versions of the same freaking movie. But at the same time, I think that like a whole bunch of stuff is actually cut from this YouTube version as well. It's like holy crap, man. Okay, Miss Teschmacher is just peeking through the bridge or whatever. Yeah, imagine releasing a movie and having it be near impossible to find the theatrical version. No one would ever be stupid enough to not let fans see the original cut of a movie if they really wanted to. George Lucas. Route 12, that's back there, isn't it? No, sir, it's up there. I don't remember ever really seeing this part before. I'm assuming that this, like, the DVD normally gets stuck here, but it's not getting stuck right now, even though it could get stuck at really any single moment. Oh, this time Miss Teschmacher is going into the bomb. Okay, that makes sense because she has to do it the right way now. Still, like, who's invested in the way that Lex is doing this thing? We're not rooting for Lex here. I guess that's why we got Jimmy. Again, it took me ages. I had watched all four Superman movies, and it wasn't until like I did extra research on it that I realized that Jimmy was a character that I was supposed to be like keeping track of here. I guess that's why they had like a little thing there, because Jimmy is just Clark's best friend, and Lois is a terrible driver. I hope it's custard. Why is that funny? I don't even get it. I don't get these jokes. She's all like, the word swell is outdated. I heard the word swell. Granted, maybe swell came back because of this movie. I don't know. Like, apparently, everyone loves or used to really like Gordon Freeman's glasses from Half-Life, you know? It's good to, that a hero can wear glasses or whatever, even when he's shooting guns or whatever. The Chief wants to see you. I'm just saying this stuff so that maybe you guys will know what I'm doing. How's Judy excuse me, Mr. White, come in, Kent, so that you guys might be able to know where I am in the movie? Not that you should be keeping track. I should be the one taking care of this stuff, but it's just difficult, especially when the DVD is getting stuck and then there's multiple different cuts and stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe it's harder to find the theatrical version of Superman than it is to find the theatrical version of freaking Star Wars. Okay, so Clark Kent should soon start hearing that signal that Lex sends out. I still like Cinema Sins pointed this out, but I have no idea how Lex managed to put together that Kryptonite would be lethal to Superman. Like, is it anything green from Krypton, or is it specifically radioactivity that happens to be green? It must be the latter, because the thing that Superman used to create the Fortress of Solitude, I complained about this before, is actually green. It's just so confusing. Just make it any other color. No, not humility. You've got bags of humility, aggression, confidence. That's the ticket. Take charge. Let people know who you are. Okay, there we go. There goes the signal. I'm trying to sync up the YouTube version with the DVD version. There we go. Oh, dang, I think I got it exactly synced up. Wish I could show you guys. And this is all just a hoax. Like, Lex is going out of his way to explain what all this is. But if Superman can hear the frequency, like, the way that his super hearing was portrayed, like, like Death Battle, Screw Attack pointed out that, like, when he was, like, galaxies away, or, like, on the other side of the galaxy, he could still hear Jimmy Olsen's signal in the vacuum of space. It's like, is it only when it's a high frequency? Like, shouldn't it surely be that if it's a high frequency, it's harder to hear? Like, shouldn't Superman be able to hear, like, everything that is happening on Earth right now, so he'd just be able to keep track of everything? Because it seems like with when superheroes have super hearing or super smell, it only kicks in when it's very convenient. It's like they're not distracting themselves, and then suddenly they have super hearing when they need it. Like, I don't get how Superman changes his clothes. It just makes no sense. Like, does he just pull it out of his butt and just put it on? Like, the way that just faded right in. I assume it's just super speed changing, but he didn't even change his position at all. It's like they deliberately tried to make it, like, his position changed slightly, but that's just because, it's a flawed movie. But it's like they specifically wanted him to be in the same position, even though he's supposedly super changing. Or is that just a power that he has? He can just click his fingers, not even, and then just I snapped my fingers in real life, but you didn't hear it. Can you hear it now? I'm holding. Sorry, I held it right up to the microphone. Sorry, that might have been a bad idea. See, like I wouldn't be able to tell. Like it looks like there's a whole bunch of added random stuff here where he's flying, but it's showing up on the DVD, so it is the theatrical version. The extended version only had like 8 extra minutes, and I think we're already through most of that. He just like spins around. I assume that he's meant to have gone into the ground like a drill, but all he did was spin around and then a platform came down. Yeah, so in the extended version, we have all this bull crap of him being shot by bullets and fire and freezed in ice, but in the theatrical version, we just skip all over that. There was another fade there. Why? It wasn't like you need to detach the string so that he could walk. Maybe that was needed in the extended cut, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so here we go. He's coming, Mr. Luthor. Crap, I gotta sync it up again. Okay, so he just... Okay, wait until Lex says come in on the DVD and then press play on YouTube. I wish you guys were here so that you could tell what the heck I'm doing, but I'm hoping I'm making it clear enough. Whoa, I got it exactly synced up again. Good. Yeah, what does what does any superhero look like without his cape or the underwear? Wasn't there like a little bit of, I don't know, because I wasn't into superhero movies at the time, but wasn't there a little bit of controversy with Man of Steel? It's like, why are you taking away his underwear on the outside? You know, the more that I think about it, the more and more I understand why this was never in the book 1001 Movies to See Before You Die. Did I mention that? Did I mention that to you guys? It makes no sense. Like, they have room for heaven and earth magic, which a guy reviewed in his 1962 bullcrap. Doesn't even make any sense. But he had room for that crap movie, but he doesn't have room for Superman the movie or Home Alone in any of the editions. But then they put Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4 as one singular entry, the Toy Story quadrilogy, and then they also put the Lord of the Rings trilogy as one entry, as well as Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. But they have Back to the Future on there, and they didn't bother to say the Back to the Future trilogy. They literally go out of their way to just put Back to the Future in the book, but not 2 and 3. Those just aren't worth watching. I'm not sure if I said all this before, but it just makes no sense. And they have Star Wars 4, 5, and 6, and even 7 as separate entries. Why not just put the original Star Wars trilogy as one entry and then make room for Superman the movie and Home Alone? Or Superman 2, or Superman 3. I think those movies are fun to watch, rather than Heaven and Earth Magic. Okay, so he's explaining earthquakes. I don't think that's in this YouTube version at all. They just skip over that scene. I guess it's barely important, which sucks because this is almost always where it gets stuck. Yeah, okay, it just got stuck. God damn it. Okay, it got stuck as he was explaining. I know, like he slaps Otis's shoe with his stick. He slams it right into the ground or whatever. God dang it, guys. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording now. Okay, guys, so it got stuck. So I'm starting again right now as he's coming in. They're coming. They've already explained the plan. The missiles are already fired. Whatever. Hold on. So your theory is quite impressive, Luther. Luther, would you go to the viewing room? But as for the rest, it's nothing but a sick fantasy. Fantasy? No, no. It's history. It's happening, Superman. Mr. Schmucker! It's such an interesting dynamic between Lex and Otis and Miss Dushmarker. Were they in the comics or something? Because it seems to be from the like it seems to be like for something that Superman fans can go, oh yeah, I recognize that. What is wrong with Miss Dushmarker? I just don't like her. Sorry for breathing into the microphone, but I'm glad that I did that because I thought for a moment that my microphone might have cut out. I don't get it too, because I should be saving this for Superman 2 if I ever do that. But like, Superman 2 seems to take place directly after Superman 1, or even still, like the way that everyone's talking about Lex Luthor, they seem to be acting like, and Lex even knows. It looks like he almost said the B word. I'll mold this box into your prison bars, bit. Oh no, it's Kryptonite. Kryptonite Superman, a little souvenir from your old hometown. Hey, spared at no expense to make you feel right at home. I like that line though. I spared no expense to make you feel right at home by having a freaking radioactive rock. Specifically from, like, could you imagine? Like, could you imagine going to an alien planet and they make an attempt to make you feel at home? Not even by like putting a radioactive rock, but just having like anything from Earth. Just like they give you as a present to make you feel at home. They just give you a bunch of dirt that's from Earth. Like what the heck? But like it's like it seems like we're already supposed to understand the history of Superman comics. It is weird too, like how they seem to spend so much money on this stuff. Like they had, like in the theatrical version, they just spent a whole bunch of money just to have an ambulance there so that Lex could come out and say, so, like, someone need help. And then there's like extra jokes in the extended version, which I'm glad that they cut, even though the extended version is now all there is to find. See, so the lights went out, but you can still very clearly see the pool and all that. The Miss Tushmarker bothers to tell Lex that. It's like, sorry, your mom's gonna be dead. Like, holy crap, he's evil. He doesn't even refuse to, actor apparently refused to go bald or whatever. Like, he just screams her name. Like I know that he's supposed to be evil. We're supposed to be, oh dang, he's evil. Superman's really trying to take off the kryptonite, isn't he? You can't break the chains, mate. Like, it is very confusing. Like, does the green kryptonite actually make him we like lose his powers, or does it just make him weaker? Like, I know that it does both, but like, I don't know, it's weird. Because it seemed like he still had faith that he might be able to break the chain, even though a normal human wouldn't be able to do that. I have a feeling even the strongest human might not be able to do that. Or maybe I'm just an idiot, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weak. I'm recording the rest of this on December 1st. I don't know when the rest of the recording was made. I'm sure that future me might be able to figure that out and put up a caption, but I'm not sure if he'll do that. Oh, damn it, just got stuck again. Why was Miss Teschmacher hiding, though, from Superman, even though she's there to save him? Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna assume that it's like, this is the part where he's like, but Lois and Jimmy. And he's like, but my mother comes first, save my mother, or whatever. I don't know. Something like that. Sorry, guys. This is probably the worst episode of the Pandemic Podcast yet. At least this way wise. It's also the longest. So, of course, there'd be a few technical difficulties. Okay, well, on the YouTube version, Miss Teschmacher is jumping into the water right now. The DVD just started up again, but it seems to have skipped over a few things. Now it's showing Jimmy taking pictures of the waterfall or whatever, and there's the missile, and there's people programming the missile. There's a missile and Superman. That was a cool shot. It is very weird to just include that shot, but I'm glad they included it. Sorry, but you guys are probably out of sync because it was the two farmers, and now Superman's chasing after the missile. But like, you might still be out where Miss Teschmacher kisses Superman for some reason. I don't get why she does that. And the music there sucks. Like the music, how did she throw it and then just get it right into the drain? Like, it's like she knew exactly how to throw it. Why can't I get it along with the good guys? I don't get it. So she's redeemed, apparently. Whatever, it's stupid. Okay, so Superman crashes through the roof, and now he chases after the missile, and I have no clue if this. Okay, this. I'm not sure what's in the extended edition and what isn't. Apparently, no one got even to see the extended version until about 2001. So right now I'm going by the YouTube extended version, man. Sorry guys. Sorry that like I don't know. Like maybe I'm doing fine, but I have a feeling that I'm like so out of sync with you guys. Lois is driving her car. This is where the DVD skipped ahead to. So here's okay, well I assume that this is more extended crap because it's just extra footage of her driving. Here's Jimmy take pictures of the lake and mountains or whatever. Or maybe you guys couldn't even find an version of the extended edition, I don't know. So there they are. So okay, yeah, so here's an extended freaking shot of a woman doing laundry or whatever. Feel bad for her, she had her scene cut. And they're discussing the missile going to New Jersey. I don't know, guys. Oh my god, there's an extended scene here. Is Superman trying to catch the missile? Why am I even bothering at this point? Guys, I'm not even sure if we can really sync the movies up anymore. I've kind of given up on that. I'm just gonna let both the DVD and the YouTube play through its thing. Here's a cool shot of Superman chasing the missile for a bit. Only lasts for about like 5 freaking seconds. But it does a good job at making you feel like you're kind of there. I would like to see that in 3D. Okay, so Superman is just trying to reach for the missile on the DVD. And there we go. He's got the missile right there. And he's putting it up. And Lex Luthor's about to shout Miss Teschmacher's name. And Army Bird gaining altitude. Miss Teschmacher. How did he put together that it was Miss Teschmacher? Like it might have been someone else broke in. So he hates Miss Teschmacher now, even though in the second movie she's just working for him again. But then neither Otis or Miss Teschmacher have anything to do for most of Superman 2, and they don't show up in Superman 3 or 4. Just makes no sense. Because Superman just tossed the missile into space, and it's okay, the other missile exploded on Earth. Jesus, a nuclear blast. So Jimmy gets in danger, right? And Superman saves him. Didn't like someone do like a count of like how many people this Superman saves in the first movie and how many people Superman saves in Man of Steel, and they just do one movie each to make it fair. But then it's like minus a million for the Man of Steel Superman because of the stupid whatever, because of the final fight or whatever. See, like I would. Okay, I might have not thought that that shot of the gas station breaking down was in the theatrical version, but there is that huge explosion there, which I'm sure they wouldn't have wanted to waste. And all this extra stuff of Superman flying through the lava, like I would have thought that that would have been cut too, but again, like it's probably like the effects were cool. Not this school Batman. I didn't get that many experiences in a school bus. It was mainly me being driven by my parents or being on a city bus. But there were some times I was on a school bus, but it was only for like a field trip or something in a train. I hate being reminded that school exists now because it's all online and I had to freaking not really drop out, but like defer or whatever. It's a long story. It's a long story, guys. It just sucks. Wait, what the hell? Was there stuff cut from the extended version? Because right now on YouTube, here's Jimmy's in danger. But on the theatrical version, there's a school bus hanging over Golden Gate Bridge. Imagine if there was some great tragedy like that, because when I was talking about the Twin Towers earlier, imagine there was some sort of great tragedy that happened with Gate Bridge. I think that is kind of, because right now it's amazing to see people with masks, without masks, or whatever. The people who thought that you were a criminal if you walked around with a mask everywhere right now, or back in 1978 or whatever. Those were cool shots of Superman lifting the whatever. On the extended version, there's a whole bunch of extra stuff of some people at a nuclear plant or at the, I don't even know. I assume they didn't cut much from the kids screaming here because they didn't want to make the kids feel bad or whatever. But I don't know. Okay, kids, it's all right now. Thank God we're back on the bridge. Hey, it's Superman. Sup, man. In the extended version, Superman's over here. On the extended version, Superman was like, "Gentlemen, is that man all right?" He's like, "Yeah." Superman's like, I don't know. And then, meanwhile, in the theatrical version, Superman's currently being a bridge for the train. Like, I get it, he's holding up the rail, but Jesus Christ, imagine having your fingers there. If Superman had his fingers there, then sure, they'd be indestructible. But then shouldn't the train, like, go off the tracks? Because the train would just kind of bounce off his fingertips there. That's something in Superman Returns. In Superman Returns, apparently everyone likes the scene where Superman's saving the plane from crashing. But shouldn't he have been able to just lift it with his pinky finger? I feel like I've already talked about that. So some of the stuff that I'm saying, like again, like I'm recording this 2 weeks after I recorded the rest of it, so I'm not quite sure what I've said and what I haven't said. Oh, great, the nuclear power plant was going out in the theatrical version, but now the DVD's getting stuck and skipping. I assume you guys just have your head in your hands in shame. See, like, did I skip ahead on the extended version? Because on the extended version, Superman's just saved Jimmy already. Oh, okay, so this is in the theatrical version. Gentlemen, is that man all right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Like Superman bothers to ask if he's all right. Like, what if they said no? Then Superman would have just been like, call an ambulance or whatever. But how do they even know that he's all right? He's freaking unconscious, and they're not barely carrying him right. How does Superman know to save Jimmy here? I guess he's just kind of cruising everywhere. Okay, here we go. So he saved Jimmy just as the dam is breaking. Whole bunch of people. Oh man. Could you imagine living there? Okay, here we go. So theatrical version, Superman drops Jimmy by. You're safe here, son. He says that's okay. Like, it's okay that you drop me in the middle of nowhere. But how does he know that Lois hasn't already passed by? That line just doesn't make any sense. He's like, that's okay. Lois is going to drop by any minute. But how does he know that he hasn't just missed her? Like he knows that she'll be driving on that track, on that road. What if she wasn't? It's okay. Jimmy's going to die anyway from the rock fall. And so is Lois. I'd rather Lois die than Jimmy any day. That's mainly because Jimmy hasn't really done anything majorly good or bad to make me care about him yet. And Lois is just a jerk. Well, Jimmy's just booking it. Is he at least running in the direction that Lois was is gonna like staying ahead of the car, or is he running towards the car, or running towards her to warn her? That was a cool effect with the ground shaking, even though it was only for a second or two. I still can't believe all this work and Superman the movie was still not the highest grossing film of 1978. It was beaten by frickin' Grease. I don't know what Grease is. Apparently it's a romantic movie. I don't like romantic movies, but I assume at some point I'd have to. What the frick? On the extended on the extended version, what the hell? On the extended version, I just saw the missile go off on Earth. I don't even know. Okay, the theatrical version's going quite fine for now. It hasn't gotten stuck. Here comes the water to smash down that bridge. That was a cool shot, though. It's like it was just about to hit the bridge, and then it cut away, and the audience was like, "Oh, I wanted to see it smash the bridge," and then it does smash the bridge, and now it's flooding the town. Superman, use your super breath or whatever, or just shove a rock on it. I guess the rock is pretty heavy, but it's funny because I could imagine just humans doing that. And that would be the climax of a movie, like humans finally pushing down the rock to stop the waterfall. That'd be the great saving the day. Intelligence wins. It'd be the story. It'd be a classic story of someone's really smart and everyone makes fun of him for being smart, and then he saves the day by shoving this rock. Okay, that rock was hecka big. Jesus, all those tiny little rocks. Like it's just showering. Like he shoves down one big rock, and now it's just covered in tiny little rocks, including Lois. This would be really traumatizing for Lois, though. Even though this doesn't even end up happening, right? Because Superman does the weird thing, whatever. Yay, the water's stopped, or whatever. At least he saved a few houses. Imagine living in one of those houses. You'd be like, oh, thank God, but now am I supposed to show hyper empathy for the people who actually lost their houses? This is cool, though. I do like how it's like, I mean, I know it's supposed to be a God damn it, but like, you don't even hear him say Lois, you just hear him mouth it. But I do like that Superman went out of his way and he was so distracted by saving everyone else and that he completely forgot about Lois. Maybe it's because subconsciously he knows that Lois is a bad person or whatever. I remember when I was showing The Good Place to my grandma and grandpa, and like there were those flashbacks of Eleanor's mom, and my grandma was like, "What a nasty woman." This must have been difficult to watch. Like, it's not so much difficult for me anymore because I know that she doesn't actually die, and also I mean, she does die, but like this must have been disturbing to watch back in the day. Like the dirt entering the car. Geez, like her skin is going super pale. Soon after I'm done this movie, I'm gonna have to go straight to my job. I got a job of caring for the elderly or whatever. I don't know. Is that even the way to describe it? I don't know. Oh no, that poor Superman, poor Lois, whatever. Superman just at least he bothered to carry the wrecked car. That would spare the workers a little bit of work. And poor Lois is in the car. Well, he just wrecked the door. I guess that's traumatizing, but like, did Superman literally save everyone here? Did Superman actually save every single person? Did not one person die? I know that we didn't see one person die because then Superman wouldn't have seemed heroic. But like, I mean, like, I know that Superman's supposed to be all powerful and have all these powers and is just supposed to be able to go around and do whatever and do whatever and do whatever. Well, in the extended version, everyone's just playing in the water now. That's weird. But like, I know that it's supposed to be like whatever and but like the way that he was moving, he seemed kind of slow. Like he wasn't going like zip, 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 zip. I know that we had to show some stuff, but still, like Superman seemed rather slow. So I doubt that he saved literally everyone, and he freaks out about Lois. Or maybe who knows? Maybe Lois really is the only one that died. Like, geez, even in the theatrical version, this is lasting for so long. It's like the cringy 60s Batman movie when Batman figures out that Catwoman was his secret love all along, but not in the weird complex comic way, but in the, oh no, my love wasn't actually real because she was actually just a villain in disguise. And then he just stares mopingly at the camera for like a whole half of a minute at least while sad music plays. It was so weird because it's meant to be emotional, but I was just laughing my butt off because it was just so over the top. Which is kind of all of 60s Batman, really. Okay, so I'm waiting for I'm waiting for this theatrical version to get stuck again, but it doesn't seem to be getting stuck here. At the big emotional high point that I don't really care about. And got it synced up again right when Superman does his super scream of anger. Now, if you go onto my second channel and watch how my stepmom and dad were advertising Superman 2, the way that there's like is forbidden for you to interfere in human history. I don't get how this applies to whatever Superman does here. I don't even get it. I don't even get it. But my stepmom and dad seem to think that by human history, he meant like just don't time travel. He meant don't time travel. So Lois's death is already part of history. Why is there freaking lightning? Is that what happens in the clouds? There's just lightning everywhere, even when there's not a storm. And here Superman goes in this stupid whatever. This would never fly in the DCEU. So many things that happen here would never fly in the DCEU. It's like things constantly change in the media, and then fans' opinions on what can slide can also change. It's like, because it just makes no sense. Well, like as CinemaSins point out, this would cause like humans to just start flying everywhere. It'd be like ultimate inertia. You know how when you're in a car and the high speed car and then suddenly it comes to a halt, but then you move forward a little bit? It's like that with the Earth, but hyperness, and it wouldn't turn back time. And then there's some people who theorize that it's just Superman is flying so fast that he ends up turning back time. There's even a documentary that says that that's what's going on. But then he goes and turns the Earth back the other way to make it go forward in time. I always thought that he turned around the other way. Well, like instead of going inward, he went outward. I guess that would have been a sudden shift or whatever. But then apparently my stepmom and dad also thought that it's Superman doing this that causes Zod to go free. But neither in the Donner cut nor the Lester cut, that's not the case. It's just a random explosion. And this makes no sense either. Because I don't get this, because Superman doesn't do anything. It seems like he's just gone back in time and sees Lois is still alive. But like, this makes no sense. Like, did he go around and stop all of the things again? Did he have to do the saving people all over again? I'm sure that he would have done that because it's Superman and also he loves Lois and whatever. But like, he doesn't seem to change history for her at all. Did he just stop the rock fall? What about his past self? Why, like, even if he, like, it's just, it takes me off here because Superman went back in time, but then he doesn't even bother to do anything. He's just like, oh, she's alive. Like, don't you have to, like, change history a bit? Like, even if all that he said was, "Hey Lois, could you maybe move your broken car a little bit to the left, like just put it into the field so that you don't die," then I would have accepted it. But he does literally nothing. Like, it's just he's gone back in time and now the entire thing, like the entire nuclear blast, doesn't seem to have happened. I guess in the extended cut, people aren't playing in the water right now because apparently the nuclear blast just never happened. Did Jimmy even mention that a rock slide even happened? Superman just takes a moment to say that Lois is okay, and then he just takes off again. Imagine if Superman just went and found Lex and Otis and just killed the lot of them. 'Cause it's like, because he's just so mad that they killed Lois. I mean, they didn't in this timeline, but I mean, they still very much did. It's just Superman saved them this time. I dropped my headset, but it's okay. Okay, what the hell? In the extended cut, there's an extra version where Super. What the hell? Wait, this isn't from the original movie. This is from Superman 2. What the hell? Someday, if he's lucky, he'll get a romantic partner in Superman 2, which may or may not take place directly after this movie. Like, the way that they're talking, it's almost like this guy's the president or something, even though he's clearly not. I guess he's the jail warden, so he's still important, and everyone's important in their own way. Still, like, Miss Tessmacher still helped and all that. I guess Lex Luthor and Otis just don't feel remorse. There. So did they go out of their way for that shot? They like I assume he's not actually bald there. Like it's like some sort of thing over his head. If he is, then there's a good job of hiding it. But then imagine like they put something over his head to make him look bald, and then they put a wig on top of that. I assume that's what he did. Oh no, don't thank me, Warden. We're all part of the same team. Good night. That's on my bucket list to do that at some point. Just like everyone's always asking if I have a bucket list, but it's more like an anti-bucket list, stuff that I never want to do, like drinking and smoking and what is it? But like that's something that should be on my bucket list is to have an opportunity where I can say, "Oh no, don't thank me, mate. We're all part of the same team. Good night." Fly into space and smile for the camera. Nice. Here we go. Things I never want to experience, even in death. Alcohol, coffee, competition, game shows, smoking, vaping, singing. Nice. That's my anti-bucket list right there. All right, I don't even know what to say. I guess I gotta rank the stupid movie now. Okay, whatever. So this is in my opinion, but I also want to be like objective to the actual filmmaking of the show. I'm still learning about that. I don't really know how to be objective because it was like a good movie, but like writing, there were so many errors, like the time travel. Just it really ticks me off. Just like Jimmy's like, I know that's just little things, but he's like, that's okay. Lois will be driving by any minute. How do you know that he hasn't already passed? Or maybe Jimmy's just stupid. But why does Superman go back in time and then do nothing to save Lois? And yet it's like the entire earthquake hasn't even happened for her or whatever. I get that like even Back to the Future hadn't been out yet, so time travel wasn't really a thing. But still, like writing, I I'm sorry guys, but I can't imagine giving the writing any more than a 7.5. So I'm giving 7.5 for the writing. The directing was fine. I wish that there wasn't this stupid Lois monologue in space. I think this is the first time that I'm not giving the directing a 10. I'll give the directing like I feel like 8.5 is too low, but I feel a 9 is too high. But you know what? It was a very well-made movie, especially for the time. So yeah, I'll give the directing a 9. Acting, oh man, I mean the acting was very good. I don't know. Were there any points of overacting or anything like that? I'll give the acting a 9.5 because I feel like some of it might have been a little bit over the top. Oh, of course, when the disc gets stuck in the credits. Christopher Reeve's screaming though was really good. I mean, it was over the top, but I don't know. But yeah, I give acting 9.5 because especially on Krypton, I know they're supposed to be super civilized and boring, like the time lapse from Doctor Who, but still like dull. And then the music, I mean, I guess the music I have to give a 10 because it is just iconic. So that's 36 divided by 4. Oh my God, are you kidding me? My average rating for this movie is a freaking 9? That seems really high. Really? 7.5 plus 9. I can't even remember what I just gave everything. Plus 10 plus 9.5. Okay, I guess the rating of this is 9. How much is left in this? It sounds like the music is almost over. Oh my god, there's still like 4 minutes left. So what do you want to talk about? Ultimate voice crack. I don't know. Who cares, man? I think I'll just end it here. Your movie is probably way out of sync with mine anyway. Okay, anyway. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I tried to snap my fingers there. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like so I know that you enjoyed it. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike so I know that you did enjoy it. Leave a comment below if you liked it, tell me why, because it feels awesome, get some motivation and encouragement. And if you didn't like it, please just comment below saying why you didn't like it so I can proof next time. Otherwise, I won't be able to move. Just going to treat your dislikes for a like and subscribe so that you know when my next video comes out. Hopefully we'll never have this issue of the disc getting stuck, especially in this age where things are just getting digitally downloaded anyway. I tried to lean my head against the table, but my freaking headset bounced into it. Huh. I don't know if I should get a face cam because I feel like I'd be moving around a lot and lying down, moving my head around, obviously, that's not a problem, but like, I don't know. Well, I don't want this to get corrupted, even though I think when it does, it just kind of resets. I'll just end it right here. It's showing like Ray Evans, Ray Mihal, John May, Harry Woodley, Burt Brusher, Fred Webster, Jack Threfford. All these guys. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Let me know what movie you want me to review next, if there is one. Bye bye. Testing, testing, un, deux, trois. Testing, testing, un, deux, trois. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pandemic Podcast. I find, okay, hang on, wait. Okay, my microphone was on mute. I said hello, everyone, and welcome back to, frick off, whatever. Testing, testing, testing. Uno, dos, tres. Testing, Yona. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. All right, guys. Wait. Starting in now.